All right, hello. Welcome to Adventures in Lollygagging. We're back today. We're playing more Call of Cthulhu. We are continuing our Eternal Lies campaign. And much like Magnus Archives last night, we said, Ashley, you're gone. You just stopped bringing enough. You're cut. We're doing so what we're going to start doing for the channel. So I'm going to put a cut list up before every episode. I'm just saying, if you see your name above the line, you're in the show. If you see your name below the line, you're out of the show. So right now, the four people you see, they made the cut. Ashley,
she brought Stephen back. Why the sudden change of heart?
Yeah, so I have something I need to get off my chest about all the shade that was thrown at me last week. The unacceptable lies that were being spread about me. I have to correct the narrative. I do like The 13th Warrior. It's a great film. All right. Everything else may be true, but I do like The 13th Warrior.
Of all the things that were said, that was the thing that you decided to...
I'm not particularly happy with the strength of your endorsement of 13th Warrior right there. That felt very...
I like it. It's 2 thumbs up.
I like it. You went higher register there.
I can make my thumbs disappear too.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But I'm here for the go look at the list on the drama teacher's door kind of a vibe for who's in the next session.
Wow. You went drama teacher. I was thinking sports. The cut list.
I was thinking a little
B team at least.
Close to what we're doing.
Yeah, fair enough. Quick thank you over here to our friends at Tales of Mayhem, who were doing their Mask of their Call of Cthulhu campaign. Thank you for the raid. We're getting started. I think you all are in Shanghai, right? I didn't catch it beforehand, but I think they're in Shanghai now, which is pretty fun. So very cool.
We're in Merida, Jeff. You should know this. You're the keeper.
I said they're in Shanghai. You know what? You're cut. That's it. See you soon. Okay. We're playing with 3, guys. We're playing with 3. Good. Everyone needs to step up today. I would say we need to carry the weight of Stephen, but it's just a bunch of dead weight, so it's fine. There's really not a whole lot of carrying that you guys do. He's back now.
I did. What was it? Monday, Jeff told me that Long blossomed without me. That he was telling all sorts of jokes. That he was just,
He was.
Yeah,
it was. It's on fire.
Apparently, I stifle him.
I think that makes sense. Yeah.
And now he won't even say anything because I'm here.
See?
I just gotta give you the limelight. Let you
see what you do.
You see, he defers to you, and that's the problem. We don't want him to defer to you. We want you to defer to him.
Well, and even when you weren't here, you were making smart decisions. You were telling Marie not to do dangerous, risky things that could jeopardize this whole endeavor. In your absence, you are brilliant.
Mm-hmm. So out of character.
We were talking about
it's great when someone else is Will.
Yeah. Did we clarify? Did Marie actually say Will was the smart one last week? Did anyone look that up last?
I did. Because it was really funny because I was trying to in the scene make the choice of going or not, and I was like, maybe Long is talking to me, or maybe Will's talking to me, and maybe Will is saying no, you shouldn't go, and you were vehemently shaking your head, I don't think that's something Will would say. But that was my justification for not doing it. Okay. And Stephen wasn't here to argue, so.
Yeah, well, it's not like he's an arguable person. He has a tendency to go along with the group. It's very rare that he just kind of goes off in his own direction.
It's very rare that he would do something that could put another character in danger, that he would bring things up that could be risky for another character, or dangerous to them, or put them at risk. Or
I can't think of a time in which he's put another character at risk. I can't think of another time that's happened.
Not a single one. Not a single one.
In the last 3 or 4 sessions.
So. Just offering Patrick alcohol every single time he sees Patrick.
Every single time.
That's true. Bad influence.
I'm trying to defer to Long as I've been told to do.
So ridiculous. That's not what you're doing at all. You're trying to get him corrupted so that Patrick dies, and then you're going to be like, I win. Whatever.
I win. That's the end.
I don't really know what the motivation is.
It's Patrick dead.
Makes
he
sense.
rejected me when I first met him. I'm bitter ever since.
Young, attractive one. Yeah. Actually, I think you are the youngest by several years at this point, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Because new Carmelita, she's mid-30s, I think, right? And then I think Marie's our oldest. Is that right? Or is it
late 30s.
I thought Dr. Key was in her early 40s.
She's 35.
Oh.
35.
Marie is 37.
Yep.
Huh.
Pretty close. So yeah, the three of you are grouped pretty close. And then Patrick, you're 29, I think. Is that right?
I'm in 30s.
Okay. So Will is now the baby. With Shyma no longer here.
Yeah,
It is,
Shyma
Will.
was 21.
Yeah. Which makes sense because he acts like a baby all the time.
And we've actually aged up.
Jeff.
I know. Like how you pitch ideas for characters and then you play them and it's just like, well, they're Steven now. You say that about when you're GMing too. You're like, I don't understand why no one ever likes my NPCs. I'm just like, because
I don't know how to roleplay. I just know how to be.
Blade Runner was really the best example of that.
So funny. All right. Well, we've got no Ashley. We've got no anthropologist with us. The brains are gone. So now we have the
chat has pointed out the money as well. Because she is
that's true.
the holder of.
Because Carmelita isn't loaded.
Nope.
No.
When is Winston Rogers paying us, by the way? I have yet to receive a credit bump from any of the efforts I've put in. Just saying.
You specifically stole from her and got we've
water
got
under
the
the
backstory
bridge.
down. Is it though?
For Will it is.
Yeah, I know, exactly. So you got Frank Kearns in trouble, so he's now in indentured servitude for life because of you. So just like Will.
What about Marie? She should get paid at some point. I'm thinking of her well-being. Marie, did your credit rating go up and you didn't tell us?
Janet Winston Rogers, like most rich CEO people, would prefer you not talk to each other about your income.
Yes. So true.
Let's not do that.
In this particular time, you absolutely would not talk about your salary ever. That's even true. Think about it.
I have no idea. 1937. Who knows? Who knows what else is going on there? I don't do any research. Okay, we ready to go?
So untrue.
Something about the Great Depression was in the 30s, right?
Yeah, I mean, like basically. You guys have obviously Janet Winston Rogers' fortune has avoided the fall, the crash, and all that kind of such. So she has two fortunes that essentially contributed to her wealth. One was her father; she was the heir of her father, Patrick's friend. But her husband was also independently wealthy himself, and he died in a car accident. And obviously she took that money in too. So she has like two fortunes that kind of come in. So she's mega wealthy. She's pretty great. And she's got, I think it's the phrase, said "fuck you" money. I think that's what she has. Like she has lots of that. Anyhow,
I was trying to quickly come up with that era version of "fuck you" money, and it just didn't come to mind.
What would it be? Go stuff it money. I don't know.
That sounds about right. Why don't you just go stuff it?
It takes me so long to get into her voice, so I'm not even going to try. I was just going to try, but then I was like, I'm just going to look like an idiot.
Toss off. There we go. Toss off money.
Toss off.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Thanks, Chad.
I like it. Okay, we ready to dive in? Let's do it.
I think so.
I don't have like a big old summary because last time around we had a very nice dinner with one Francisco de la Vega, who was a very wealthy man. Speaking of wealthy, he's a wealthy man living here in the Yucatan. His family made their money on basically the Henneken industry, and he also is the man whose land you would have to travel across if you were to try to follow the expedition led by Sancho Dominguez, who we all know was the right hand of Jonathan Brooks, and was heading into the Yucatan, specifically looking, you learn, for a site called Chichen Xochitl. And Francisco de la Vega wanted to know a little bit about why you were interested in it and why so many people were interested in it. And it really didn't really make any sense to him because he's been told that it's nothing. It's just, it might not even be a Mayan ruin. It might just be colonial. And so he was kind of surprised. He was also, as you guys started to tell him a little bit about Sancho Dominguez and his connections to Jonathan Brooks in this whole drug trade situation going on, he was very dismayed to hear about it. He thought that maybe there's some kind of nefarious thing going on in the jungle. Ultimately, after you all spent some time with him, had some drinks, had some food, toured some of his mansion, looking at some of his collections, he gave you permission. He gave you permission to cross the land. He did, however, express doubt, maybe over your choice of guide in Rick Luke, and he's not the only one. As within your party, there has been some doubt. People have been pressing X to doubt. And he also recommended instead a Guillermo Castillo, who apparently is the best guide in the area ever since Jacinto Esposito, who was the guide for the Sancho Dominguez expedition, never returned from that expedition to the jungle. So last we left it, you guys were leaving. He had said that he was going to have his assistant Isabel, who you've already met once, arrange for Guillermo to pay you all a visit at Casa Azul, where all but Carmelita have been staying in the morning so that you can potentially negotiate something. So we'll say you all, did anyone have any business for the evening after you left? Was there anything you were concerned of doing? Okay. So we can just...
I believe so, no.
Okay. So let's just go ahead and say we jump forward to the morning. Let's get a little music going and have my audio completely duck out. Everyone knows not to say anything because whenever I do that, we all get... It's a long story. Okay, anyhow.
We're learning.
I like how we're all learning. Everyone's getting very well trained.
Everyone is learning.
It's so well trained. Okay. Morning comes, Casa Azul. All of you wake up. You maybe get some breakfast nearby. And I'll say, what about you, Carmelita? Do you think you would meet up with them in the morning?
Sorry, was muted. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
And if people aren't like specifically asking her not to, then yes.
Okay. So we'll say you all meet up in the morning, you get some coffee, you get some basic breakfast, and on your return to the lobby in Casa Azul, you are directed by the hotel manager as there is a man waiting for you. And when you look out, you look like in the direction of where he's pointing, where the hotel manager is pointing, you see that there is a man, probably in his 40s or so. He, as you approach him, or he approaches you, he's kind of dressed in khaki clothing here and there. He's got this tangle of brown black hair, and you can see he's got his sleeves are rolled up, much like mine are, and you can see he's got a big scar going down one of his arms, and he looks up at I'll say the four of you. Maybe we'll say Bev went up to her room where she wasn't feeling well this morning, whatever, and she approaches the four of you. And he says, Mr. Francisco de la Vega has directed me to speak with you. Are you the ones from America looking to go into the jungle?
Yes, we are. Very nice to meet you. Miss Wynn? And she'll kind of put out her hand.
Yes. And there'll be a long pause where he's just looking at it. And then he'll reach out, he'll grab it and turn it into a handshake, like a basic.
Okay.
And his hand is like rough, like leathery. You can tell, calloused in some way. I actually have a picture of him. Let me share a picture of him with you.
Ooh.
Let me see. And you could tell that he's a clean shaven man, and he has a tendency, like when you held out your hand for him to kiss or whatever, like his eyebrow raised, as if he was trying to figure out exactly what the hell you were just what you were asking him to do. My name is Guillermo Castillo. I am the guy that I know these jungles as well as anyone. What are your intentions?
We are looking to perhaps follow a similar path. We've heard the kind of unfortunate lack of return of Mr. Esposito. And we have similar paths that we are looking to go. And we're hoping that you wouldn't mind being one of a pair of guides to be doubly cautious given the recent events.
You have already hired the guide. He looks over at Will. Is this your guide?
No. He is quite the explorer himself. But
is he?
Mr.
He looks like he is 12 years old. Have you gone through puberty yet, boy?
I am more than capable of being a guide, and yes, I have been through puberty. Thank you very much. No, we hired Rick Luke.
Clearly trying not to laugh.
Perhaps one of those two statements is true, but I highly doubt both are.
We hired Rick Luke.
The gringo. Well, you are... That is a first strike against you. You hire a guide, someone who has never gone into the jungles around here before. I must say, your judgment is somewhat suspect.
The whole group did not come to consensus before the contract with Mr. Luke was signed. So being individuals of our word, we're not going to go back on that contract. But Mr. De La Vega did let us know that perhaps an insufficient choice had been made and we should seek out your service.
Did he though? He kind of pulls out like a cigarette, lights it up, takes a nice long drag of it. Like you can tell it's like he rolled it himself, obviously. And he's, so when we are out in the jungle, and there is a decision that needs to be made. When we are facing off against some sort of venomous snake, and I say to you, stay away from that tree. And Mr. Luke says, oh no, it is fine. Americans have them as pets all the time. They're like cats, they're like dogs. Which one of us do you listen to? Do you listen to him, or do you listen to me? Because there's only one way, an expedition. And that is the right answer. What say you, boy?
We can accommodate that.
I'm happy to listen to whoever's being most cautious at the time. We're here to get everyone in and out safely.
Safely? The jungle is a very dangerous place. Safety.
Which is why having two guides is a nice asset.
Is it now? Decisions need to be made quickly sometimes. When we have to funnel it through consensus amongst your group, and then through two guides who perhaps have different interpretations of what they're seeing, then that decision
you don't
can
have
be
to
made
worry
quickly.
about that. I make very quick decisions, and everyone's comfortable with me making... we said I'm in charge, right?
You
are in charge of this group?
When we're out on the expedition, yes.
I was told there was a professor of anthropology.
She's in charge when we're in the library.
She is still in her room this morning, but we are hoping that perhaps with time this can be a bit like a musical group where everyone finds their own contribution and we're not stepping over each other's lead. Everyone knows each other's strengths and we can all lead and follow, and the group is better for all of its members.
Yes, win. Yes. You said
yes,
we are like a musical group, and you said we all contribute a part, but even in a musical group, there is one lead, there is not multiple. And all must follow, or else it becomes chaos, cacophony. We don't want that, do we?
No, of course. I come from more of the jazz persuasion, where it is a give and take among all members. So I think we will be okay. But we absolutely respect and value your knowledge of this area. And to Mr. Sawyer's point, we want to be safe. So we will heed caution.
So you're telling me that you would like me to go into a jungle with you, where I do not have final say decisions, and I have to run the decisions through your own group, including this prepubescent boy here, who thinks to himself that he is in charge somehow, when I can tell from your faces that he is most certainly wrong. And then I have to run it through the dough-faced 10-year-older one. Mr. Rick Luke claims to have been to this place and that place, but the very place that you are going to, he has not been there.
When it comes to in-the-moment decisions, we will follow your lead. If we have a bit of time for deliberation, then I hope we could take our time.
Every decision in the jungle is an immediate decision. There is never time. There are dangers in the jungle that you cannot even dream of. There are bandits, there are cats, there are snakes, spiders, all manner of things. Storms. It's very easy to get lost even on a good day. Even Jacinto Esposito, who was once the greatest guide here, even he had trouble. Why? Because he led a group, from what I understand, of ignorant fools, academics, into the jungle who did not listen to him. They were not prepared. And now suddenly, a friend of mine is dead. And you want me to go with you? You're telling me that I cannot make the decisions. And I have to listen to this one, and I have to listen to this one, and I have to listen to Rick Luke.
So it seems as if someone a bit smarter than me might want to write up a contract that will very clearly state that you are in charge of this.
We're getting nowhere with this, May. We have 2 guys, we don't need 1. And it's obvious you didn't like our decision, Will and I's, to hire Rick Luke. We can abandon him after all his preparations and pick up this man. Or we can let this guy stay here, and we continue with Rick Luke. Can't have both.
Rick Luke did seem fairly qualified. He was quite impressive with his knowledge of the area.
Oh, that he read any book, I presume. From what I have heard, he knows nothing about this area. Yes, he has been to the Yucatan, sure. But one place in the Yucatan is not the same. You are from America, yes? Is your California the same as your New York? No, it is not. It is different places. I have expertise in this region. He does not.
So to Mr. Price's question, will we be unable to procure your services if we retain Mr. Luke? Is that your intimation?
You draw up the contract. You make it clear to Luke that he is to follow my instruction. I suppose we could have a deal. But in the jungle, I am in charge. Yes?
Of course. And Marie looks to Will and Carmelita and Patrick. Of course, right?
Carmelita nods. This is your show.
That's the reason we bring on Luke then. We just have Hero here. Lead us.
My name is Guillermo.
Guillermo.
I see your point. Perhaps 2 isn't always better than 1.
We did already sign a contract with 1. We don't want to be in breach of contract.
I do prefer to be a woman of my word, even if it wasn't my word that made the contract. Although perhaps when Mr. Luke hears that he is not to be in charge of this expedition, perhaps he might choose to exit the contract on his own accord.
Perhaps we should have both Guillermo and Luke meet and we can discuss their qualifications together.
Why do you let this boy do so much talking?
If you feel that you know that much about the Yucatan, you can embarrass him and show how much more you know. If not, he has a chance to offer rebuttal and prove that he is actually qualified.
This is very insulting, you see. I did this on behalf of Mr. De La Vega. I came here to meet with you, not to be insulted. He'll be very disappointed when I tell him how you all have behaved here today. I was led to believe that you all were friends of Mr. De La Vega. But clearly you are not. Clearly, Mr. De La Vega has misjudged you in your intentions.
No.
I
think
this insult that I have been faced to bear.
No. We're absolutely not looking to do any sort of game show style interview here. We're not.
I believe the only person who came here offering insults was the man who called me a prepubescent boy.
Are you not? You look like you are 12, 13 years old. You talk and talk and talk.
And again, with the insults.
Not listen.
I think Mr. De La Vega would be quite disappointed to hear how you're representing him.
Oh, I am not representing Mr. De La Vega. We are independent. I am doing him a favor. There is a difference. I did not realize the size of this favor would be so large. I will tell you this. If you would like to bring your Ricky Luke along, You can. If you'd like me to meet with him, you can. But I will not dance like some little monkey for this one, so that he can decide which one of us is smarter, which one of us is from the Yucatan, and which one of them is from some far-off place in America. I will not stand here and take that. And he looks over to Carmelita. Nor do I think he would let me.
Looks very much like on his side. It is not unclear that she agrees with them. And she actually will pipe up at this and will say to them, we have things to do. Can't we just drop this contract and say that he's in charge and go?
That is fine with me.
Heard a lot of Rusk in self-confidence, but he's yet to actually prove that he does know things as well as
Mr. Sawyer. Mr. De La Vega
Luke
recommended him, and he has been commonly discussed as being the best guide. No offense, Mr. Castillo. As it has been explained to us, Mr. Esposito was sort of the top guide in this area. And
take no offense from that. Jacinto is a friend. He was an excellent guide.
Exactly. And that you were well known to be the next best guide in Mr. Esposito's unfortunate absence. I would request, however, though, if we are going to be taking a journey of some distance, which will in and of itself include a lot of stress and weariness, as we have taken expeditions in several other countries, and we do understand the physical and mental toll that these things take. I would request that in exchange for your services with us, that all of the members of our party be treated with a minimum level of respect. Is this something that we can agree to?
We can agree to it. What level that minimum is might be of some dispute. Certain people, perhaps in your party, would care to not speak as much. That would probably be better, I would think.
The minimum
especially
level
those
that
who
I
are
would
unfamiliar
expect.
with the region.
Yes, and personal insults is below my minimum expectation.
Is he yours? Is he your son? I apologize. I will not insult your child any longer.
He is not.
I see. You seem
But
far
I will
too
hold
young
you
to
to
have
your
one
word.
of his age.
He's my son instead.
Really? Seems you got that very early then, my friend. Good for you. Good for you.
I don't know about you, Pops, but I'm not really fond of the idea of paying someone to condescend to us. I think we should stick with the original contract.
I would be more than happy to condescend to you for free.
I don't doubt
We could call it a contractual bonus.
Do we really have to continue this argument? Can we not just make a decision and go?
I'll speak with Luke this morning. Tell him about the situation.
If Rick Luke is really so competent, I'm sure he will be able to manage. If he's such a professional.
Signed a contract with us, I believe we should at least meet with him before telling him that we're not going to use his services. Offer him a chance to defend his position.
We're not saying we aren't using his services. We are saying that we could use his services and he can still come along.
Well, Guillermo can come along and he can defer to Mr. Luke.
No, there is no
the
way
other way around.
That deferral will be in that direction. It will absolutely take the local guide.
Well, I'm only in charge in the jungle.
Mr. Castillo.
Carmelita looks over at Miss Wynn and at Marie and will say, if the biggest problem is hurt feelings right now, then I don't think that's a real problem.
I absolutely believe that we should have Mr. Castillo. And we can discuss with Mr.
You're really adamant
what?
This for Guillermo here? We can easily pay off Rick or have him going along. It's perfectly fine. There shouldn't be an impasse on our journey here.
No, I agree. We should leave sooner rather than later.
When do you wish to depart? It could be ready as early as tomorrow morning.
Sounds like a good plan.
I would like for us to leave sooner rather than later. Are you able to help us identify what survival gear we'll need?
I should.
Rick's taking care of that already.
Okay. Thank you.
Well, if there is nothing else, then I shall meet you here tomorrow. Me and my team. We shall travel. You speak with your gringo. See if he wishes to come along. He's a little mascot for us to look at and smile. I'm sure we will have a wonderful time, and we will all return safely. Yes?
That is the goal, that we would all return safely.
Excellent. And he kind of flicks his cigarette down on the ground in the middle of the tiled hotel room and just sort of grinds it in with his foot. And then he kind of shakes some hands, and he grabs yours, Patrick, and he kind of pulls you in. He says, "Keep an eye on that son of yours. That mouth of his will get you in trouble here." And then slaps you on the side really hard, and then walks out.
I don't know about you all, but what was looking like a fun trip a couple days ago is now turning quite a bit more dour.
He certainly has the way with words, but as do you, and these are the things that happen sometimes. Unfortunately, when contract is entered into, when we haven't had a chance to vet all candidates beforehand, we find ourselves in an awkward situation now.
Well, in my defense, that was Patrick's doing. I told Mr. Luke that he needed to meet with everyone first, but Patrick wanted to make sure that he didn't get away.
It's true, I expedited things. I'm a bit hurt that you don't trust my judgment here, but...
I trusted your judgment, Patrick. I think you made the right call in the first place, but the decision has been made, and this is going to be quite a boring trip now. Oh, well.
Boring, you say? I'm not so sure about that. And again...
Yeah, I don't know if boring is the right word.
No. And having two individuals who know more about the area than us would seem like better odds for our survival as well.
I hope you are right about Mr. Luke, Mr. Zoya.
Only one way to find out.
I hope he is professional. I hope he is knowledgeable. And I hope he understands what we are doing. But if I'm not, then at least we have Mr. Castillo.
You can meet him yourself. Let's head on over. He's probably by the river or the lake.
I've already met him. That's why I say I hope I am wrong.
Look forward to meeting him. Lead the way, Mr. Price.
Well, you guys, he came to dinner with you guys last night, so you guys have already met him. Yeah, but yeah, if you want to go to the bungalows where he's staying at, absolutely, you'll get him. And I think it's not by the river. Was it by the river? Might have been by a river. I thought it was by the ocean. Whatever. Anyhow,
it's by body of water. Yeah,
I thought it was the ocean. There was a bungalow thing.
I think it was. Yeah.
We'll say you cross Merida. You find your way to where he's been staying. It's late morning, probably by the time you get there, maybe nearing lunchtime. You see he's out there and he's got all these different people, these porters. You can see they're organizing different equipment. You can see there's tents, there's some supplies, there's crates, things like that were not there, or at least not arrayed in this manner as they were a couple days ago when you first met him. But upon moving around the bungalows and becoming visible to him, he looks up. Hey, it's my favorite. Hey, there we go. Billy, Patty, my favorite gringos. How y'all doing? Hey, so just kind of setting up over here, kind of going through everything. I think we've got everything kind of situated. I got about a dozen porters for us, gonna carry most of our stuff, get everything ready to go. And I've been digging back into my books, getting some maps, getting our route figured out.
Ricky,
I've never been so excited.
If I might interrupt you, I'm sorry, but Marie has some bad news, and I kind of push her forward.
So we just have a.
Is she all right? She's sick or something? I don't see her around here now.
Yeah, she is. She is still back in the room, but
pretty healthy last night. So
she's recovering. Thank you for your concern.
Oh, good. Well, you pass along. You pass that along. You know, fellow colleagues, such of the archaeological variety.
Of course. Mm-hmm. Yes, of course. So what Mr. Sawyer is referring to an update to our circumstances.
Your circumstances.
So, our collective circumstances.
Oh, okay. Something changed? You got some, we bringing someone new? We coming along? Just one of you not coming? We leaving a different time? What's happening?
In fact, so we are due to set out tomorrow morning. But we
I can do tomorrow morning. Yeah, we got everything set up here. We just got a few other things we got to get from town.
Okay.
Once we get all those things,
Mr. Luke,
go nice and early in the morning.
Marie, quit stalling.
Yes. So we are bringing on someone new. We are also going to be bringing a Mr. Castillo on this trip with us. We had
Castillo.
Yes.
You mean Guillermo Castillo was recommended to us by Mr. Della Vega and several others.
Yeah. I've heard I've heard about Mr. Castillo. Yeah, he's a hell of a guide, so they say. Yeah. Okay, he's coming on. Okay.
I think I might have mentioned to you yesterday that Mr. Sawyer and Mr. Price entered into a contract with you before the entire group had sort of discussed this. And so we find ourselves in a situation now where we have 2 guides. And so we need to assess whether this is going to be something that you still want to abide with your original contract, or if you are looking to make any amendments to that, knowing
Let's get going. I want to get on down there.
Knowing that, if you would let me finish, Mr. Luke.
I'm sorry. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, knowing that Mr. Castillo would be considered to be the lead guide on this expedition.
Was that? I'm sorry, say it again.
Yes, that Mr. Castillo would be in title the lead guide on this expedition.
Thank you,
Mr. Luke.
For everything that matters.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense, of course. He's a local. He knows the area. He's got a great reputation. Look, I'm just here to help.
Wonderful. Yeah. That is very encouraging.
And Marie just sort of looks to Will like
y'all worried?
He was expecting to be some
come on. No, drama. No. I just want to go places. That's all. I just want to see this place, Chichen Shoshu. Are you kidding me? Like, I would never turn it up. Nah, man. If y'all didn't offer to pay me money, I would have gone with you for free. But since y'all offer to pay money, I'm going to go ahead and take that money. But like,
Marie again looks to Will like, can I roll a psychology on this guy's response?
You go right ahead, roll whatever psychology you want.
So many red flags about Rick Luke, and I'm all for it.
I've been reading Artie Cartwright since I was, 11, 12 years old. My papa got that book, and I have just been fascinated with the Yucatan ever since. So
this guy wants to get there to sacrifice us to an elder god. There's no other purpose, and I'm all for it.
All right, how'd you do on your psychology?
I unfortunately have been wordsmithing myself so much that I was not paying close attention to him because I rolled a stupid 97 over 72.
Wow.
Holy shit.
I know,
so it's
right?
not a crit because you have a 72 psych? Is that what you said? You have a 72 in psychology? Okay, so it's not a crit fail, or fumble, I should say. Yeah, like, he's so jovial, and it's like, it's hard to get, like, if his feelings are hurt, he's doing a very good job of hiding them. Yeah. But no, sure, yeah, it ain't gonna be a problem at all. I get along with everybody. Like, everyone likes me. It's all good. I met him once or twice, I think, we were drinking and such. But never really had a lengthy conversation. But no, it'd be great. I love to kind of, compare notes.
He's a delightful man. You'll get along great with him. Yeah, he would fit right in the French Foreign Legion.
So I'm not looking to speak for Mr. Castillo, but I do just want to warn you that I'm not entirely sure your perceptions of each other are equal.
What's that?
He's a jerk.
Oh, no. Now, come on, Billy.
He's not a jerk.
Well, I mean,
he's a bit of a jerk.
In Mr. Sawyer's defense.
I mean, everyone's a bit of a jerk. She says pointedly at will.
He did call Mr. Sawyer a child at least 5 times in the conversation. So I would say that counts as someone who is rude.
You look all nice and young, you know? My pappy used to tell me something. Words of wisdom I live by. You meet an asshole in the morning. He's probably an asshole. You meet an asshole 10, 11 times throughout the day. By the end of the day, maybe you're the asshole. Now, I'm not calling you an asshole, Billy. I'm just saying maybe he has to deal with a whole mess load of assholes. You know what I'm saying?
Carmelina is, despite herself, starting to warm up to him.
Can I just say that Will was not a jerk to Guillermo until he started it? All right? I just want to get that out there for the meta.
Exude jerkiness. You just exude jerkiness. That's just like your passive state of existence.
Marie would not at all argue
here, so let's be careful with how we describe my character. So.
He's gonna go and he's gonna put an arm around Will. He's gonna put an arm around Patrick. Now, come on, boys. We're gonna show old Mr. Castillo. Us American boys, we get it done. We're gonna get it done, aren't we? We are. Come on, fellas. Yeah, we going to the jungle.
One more thing.
Right.
If Castillo asks, Patrick's my dad.
Wait. Daddy, all right. No.
You don't see the family resemblance? I put my arm around him.
No.
Mr. Luke, to show you the kinds of humor that Mr. Castillo employs, he implied that I was old enough to be Mr. Sawyer's mother.
No.
You aren't?
Marie just sort of crosses
I know better than to say
hands.
nothing. I ain't saying nothing. My mama used to say, shut your mouth, Rick. And so I'd listen to her.
Well, this doesn't seem that we need to do any game show interview nonsense.
What's a game show?
Seems like we're all going to be fine.
We're gonna leave tomorrow morning. Can you meet us at the hotel?
Oh yeah, no problem. Happy to be. Am I bringing my guys? They coming with us, or we just taking?
Mr. Castillo says he's bringing a team. I'm not really sure what a team looks like.
If you get the chance today, could you coordinate with him and make sure that his list looks as well prepared as your list would?
Yeah, that's not a problem. I'm sure he's got suppliers. I got suppliers. We probably all come back from the same suppliers, that kind of thing. Yeah. I'll make sure I got a couple guys who kind of come with me on every one of my ships. You see old Sancho over there. He's coming with us. You see old Abigail. Yeah, she coming with us too. But maybe not everybody, We have some part-timers and such. Maybe I don't bring those, but, so we'll renegotiate the contract a bit and everything. That's fine. That's all right. Anyhow. Wow. All right. Well, this is great. This is gonna be great. I'm looking forward to this. Y'all don't look like you're as pumped as I am. Y'all pumped? I'm pumped.
I am.
We have done enough expeditions to not go in with unbridled enthusiasm because we do know that stressful times are ahead.
I looked even younger before I met up with this group.
Well, what's the point of going in on an expedition unless you got unbridled enthusiasm? If you ain't enthusiastic about an expedition, well, I gotta tell you, Miss Wynn, well, that's more than likely going to mean the expedition's not going to go that well. You got to go in there with some positivity, Got to go in there and just kind of grab the jungle by the horns, so to speak, and just kind of wrestle it around and such, Be great.
This doesn't appear
to make history, It's going to be great. We're going to find some places. Yes. We're going to shout some notes down, take some pictures, that sort of thing.
Then we're going to write a book.
Well, yeah, I'm probably going to do that at some point. Always wanted to do it. Into the Yucatan Part 2,
Mr. Luke, I think you have enough enthusiasm for all of us.
Jungle Boogaloo. There we go. Got the subtitle.
Jungle Book 2, Jungle Boogaloo.
Mm-hmm. Jungle Book. Hey, you think that's taken?
Yes, I think.
At this point, yes, it for sure is taken.
That's a shame. All right. Well, I guess we'll see each other tomorrow then. Off we go into the wild blue yonder. Here we go.
You keep that positive attitude. Well, it'll wake us right up in the morning.
Okay. All right. See y'all.
Marie, question.
Yes, Will.
How old are you?
Lady never tells Mr. Sawyer. That would an important
I'm
question.
curious because I thought you kind of look like my mom's age, so I didn't realize you were offended there.
Why don't you tell me how old your mother is, and I will react accordingly.
I think maybe 53. I don't remember the exact date.
If I were as impertinent as you, I would slap you across the face right now. Is that an answer to your question?
I didn't mean anything by it. She looks young for her age.
And Marie is not her education is like 50, so she's not the smartest, but she's trying to do quick math as to the different. I believe the difference between my age and your mom's is about the difference between your age and mine. I think
You're 44?
I'm right. I think younger than that.
Okay. Are we doing a guessing game here? Like, are you telling me if it's like over or under?
No. You asked whether I was the same age as your mother. I said no. You guessed 44. I said younger. I think we can leave it there.
Okay. I didn't mean anything by it. I figured you look young for your age too.
I think after all of the experiences we've had, I am starting to less look young for my age. But life tip, Mr. Sawyer, you should rarely ask a woman her age. There are maybe one or two circumstances when it might be in your best interest to ask the question, but most of the times that you might want to ask, you just don't.
I'm sorry. I honestly, I didn't mean anything by it. I thought we were kind of building a rapport. Like we've known each other for a while now. I didn't think it would be like too personal to ask.
I have gotten to know you enough to know that there are a lot of things that you do without the intention of offending, despite the actual outcome.
Well, yeah, I don't want to make people upset.
Unfortunately, I think the error comes in not correcting when you realize it had the opposite effect.
I'm
making the correction for next time. No, thank you. I'm glad you apologized. It's whether you'll do this again in 2 weeks.
No, I will not ask you your age again. I've gotten the message.
Perfect. Good to know. But see, that worked out better than we thought. You were concerned that your Mr. Luke was going to be territorial about leading this expedition, and your Mr. Luke was seemingly fine. He will be your Mr. Luke.
That seems a little strange, doesn't it?
Duration. Did you think it was strange?
I thought it was a little strange. Like, if someone was told that they were demoted, you'd think they'd be a little upset. Feel a little ruffled, at least.
You would be upset.
I feel like most people would, wouldn't they?
No, that's true. It is true. I'm not usually ever in charge of anything, so I'm not sure that I know what it would feel like to be demoted, but you're right. That would not feel good. And he rolled with those punches, as it were.
I'll be honest. I'm starting to feel like Rick might have an ulterior motive for going out here. It could be that he just wants to, visit the Yucatan and see cool sights, and he seems very enthusiastic, but he also talks about that book a lot that no one else really seems to like. Of course, Guillermo also seems to have an ulterior motive because he was talking about De La Vega a lot, and it could be that he's really like a plant for De La Vega who's just trying to keep, tabs on us. De La Vega knows that we have to cross his lands, and if he thinks there's something interesting, then Guillermo might report it to him. I don't know.
It does seem that, as per usual, we have dropped ourselves into a complex situation, and we do not know nearly enough to be educated as to which side is the safer side to take. And you may be correct on both ends. they may both have ulterior motives, and we may not be safe with either of them.
What do you think Carmelita's ulterior motive is?
It's a good question. She does seem genuine that there's some... Revenge isn't quite the right word, but there's a very bad thing that happened. We did know this police officer, and he did seem to be a very good individual. And if she were friends with him, I would certainly want someone to try to get answers for that. So, do you think that is not her intention?
It might be, but it still seems a bit extreme for someone to quit their job, leave their home, travel to a whole different part of the country, and yeah, it's still Mexico, but it's the Yucatan. It's a different culture here too. It's a lot to pursue on just possible dead ends. How many red herrings does she chase down? Like, it feels a bit extreme, obsessive maybe.
I take the point, though I would say on the surface, a jazz singer and a barber traipsing through Eritrea and seeking almost near certain death after traipsing to Bangkok and facing almost near certain death after being in Mexico City and facing almost certain death also seems a bit thin as to why we would do all of the things that we're doing just to try to get answers.
That does bring up another question, but now I'm scared to ask because you got mad at my last question.
As long as you are not twice in an hour asking for my age, I think you'll be okay.
Why are you doing this?
It's a good question. I have never been one to be particularly, a homebody or a homemaker. And when you do reach my age, though I am not in my 50s, young man, but when you do reach my age, you need to find some reason why people don't ask the question over and over. Why are you not married? Why have you not started a family? And if I'm traipsing here and there, then there's no one around to ask those questions, and I can be left alone.
So you're on the run?
Not from anything in particular other than broader cultural expectations of women.
I can empathize with that. Well, anyways.
Here we find ourselves, off to another expedition. At least it's humid here.
I prefer the dry heat. And then we go on talking about weather.
Okay. So, does anyone have any things that they're looking to do before we head out on the expedition? Anything throughout the rest of the day into the evening? So you really have like one last chance to do. If there's anything in particular you're looking to do, now is the time to call it out.
I've got nothing.
Okay. They're planning on bringing guns in case we have to deal with bandits and stuff like that, right?
Of course.
And we got dynamite already, right?
You do. I mean, Patrick
I think I'm
does.
good, then.
He's been keeping it underneath his pillow at night. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, I wish Ashley were here. I'm just trying to see if there were books that we were like in the middle of trying to read, because I would imagine that having a down half to 3/4 of a day would probably be trying to finish up any book reading that there may have been.
She just got the book from De La Vega last night.
Yeah.
I'm sure that'd be her primary.
That's
good call.
the one I thought she was reading.
So yeah, I know she's not here to make that choice, but I would think that some progress would probably want to be made on that.
Sure. Let me see. Let me pull it up here. trying to remember which one it was that she got. I think it was one of the Yucatan books. Is that right?
Yeah, it was. It definitely was.
All right. 1 second.
It was something that
Incidents of travel?
I don't have in mind. Yes, thank you. It was described as being significantly more academic than
I want to say Hamish Gethard. It's probably very wrong, but me and my handwriting. Yeah, Incidents of Travel was a book in his library.
Yep. Just pull it up. 1 sec.
Yeah. So just want to make sure we don't lose out on a little tidbit of something to be useful and traipsing through the jungle. Can't remember if there was anything.
It was that was by Stevens and Catherwood. Someone do me a favor and roll a library use test for Bev.
Somebody else want to do this since I rolled a 97?
I rolled a 10.
Oh, nice job.
Right. I'm going to roll crit fails for Will all night.
But you did Ashley a solid.
You did.
I would imagine her library use is probably like the 70s.
Very high.
Yeah, I imagine.
I would hope it's over 10.
Okay.
It's got to be extreme, I would think.
So I would give her the skim, but not. At a glance, it's essentially a travel log that covers over 40 different Maya sites across the Yucatan. It's very heavily illustrated by Catherwood. So it's by John Stevens and Frederick Catherwood. Frederick Catherwood seems to have done like these different engravings that are included within this text, whereas Stevens is the one who does most of the writing. So it's like Kupan Usmal, Chichen Itza, and a couple other places that might sound familiar to a few of you, and most of them are probably unfamiliar to you all. There's a lot of talk about like cultural observations on dress, markets, rituals, things like that. It does not seem to really talk at any great length about Merida, and there is no mention whatsoever of Chichen Xochitl in it. So basically what she's going to end up getting for a skim is she's going to get plus 5% to her history. Ultimately, it seems like this is more of a focus on kind of architecture and like the history of how various Maya structures were built. So it goes over things like the difference between temples and stela and various other monoliths, things like that. So there's a lot of talk about multi-tiered stone structures, steep stairways, different types of ceremonies and observances, the variety of things that they might have been used for. There's also stuff about various mask-like stone adornments of gods within the Maya pantheon. There's a lot of serpentine motifs and animal forms that you can see that are in some of these engravings. There's like narratively, there is a time in which he describes a rural village ritual procession that involved incense, music, and offerings to, surprisingly, it seems, a Catholic saint. And it seems to have somehow been syncretized with other indigenous forms. He also detailed a conversation with a series of Maya workers who were guiding his party through various jungle-covered ruins and were recognizing local names and recounting various oral histories. Again, none of this is specific to the area around Merida. This is all other places throughout the Yucatan. A lot of it, just like the Cartwright one, seems to be filtered through a lot of colonial era assumptions, and so you can definitely tell that seems to be filtering through here as well. But whereas Cartwright's seems more exploratory and actually talked about Chichen, Stevens's book seems a little bit more historical and grounded in like this obsession with architecture. It seems like it was very much about the building and the locales of it. And then there were there's other talks about like different rituals as well, but like she wouldn't have picked up on anything more specific about rituals with just a skim. That would require a deeper look. What she would have also been able to realize that if she really, really wanted to learn more about the art and architecture of the Maya, she could pour this over, and that could potentially give her a great deal of information about specific types of architecture. So the difference between like the Puuk style at Uxmal and then like the other types at different sites as well seems to be at the focus of it.
Okay.
But
cool.
nothing that would probably alarm her. So if she was back in the hotel all day reading it, there would probably be nothing that she read that was like, oh my God, we have to be careful, we're going to die. Nothing like that would have jumped out.
Okay, good. But she is engaging her intellectual curiosity.
And did anyone give her the plus 5% on her history? I'll do it.
I don't think we have access to anyone else's character sheet.
Can't do it.
Yeah. I have access. Because I'm all powerful. All right. Put on there. Okay. Any other things you guys are looking to do before we head out?
I don't think so.
I'm good.
Okay.
Me too.
So then we will move forward. We will move forward to tomorrow morning, the next day, early in the morning, pre-dawn. We'll say that you all wake up, you take care of whatever you need to take care of at the hotel. You probably can leave many of your belongings here, but they'll probably, you can pay off like the rooms for the next couple of days, even if you're not going to be here. So you'll say you can easily take care of that. That's not an issue. And then when you go down, when all of you eventually make it down to the lobby, you can see that there is Guillermo Castillo, there is Rick Luke, there's a handful of porters, and you can see that outside the hotel itself, there are a series of these large trucks, and you can see that plenty of porters are already like sitting in the back of those, like these like big kind of flatbed styles, and they're sitting back there. You got tents, you got packs, you got all sorts of equipment back there as well. And when you come down, what do you all look like? So how do you all dress for your expedition? So I'm gonna start with Will, because I feel like Will's probably not make a whole lot of difference. So what does Will look like as he comes down and he sees this group of people?
Yeah, I think the only real difference from Will from his standard dress, like he's got his bandana and the same sort of like vaguely military shirt and the leather suspenders. The big difference for him is that he's got a wider hat. And he's also got a mosquito like mesh that he can drape around the hat to keep his head free from mosquitoes if he needs. But otherwise, the fashion is pretty much exactly the same.
Fair enough. What about Marie?
I would say that Marie probably would have gone to a local, maybe there's a little store close to the hotel, so she would have gotten something that is
Macy's down
locally. And so she's got an outfit that she's kind of starting off as looking like she's matching the weather here.
Okay. What about Carmelita?
Carmelita's usual outfit is that open collared shirt and trousers. She is not wearing anything too different than that, except it's mostly a blend of like linens and cottons. It's not difficult for her to look like a local, so she does. And the big difference is that she very clearly does not have makeup on. Okay. And the only piece of jewelry she has is still that cross necklace.
Okay. And what about Patrick Price?
Got some hefty boots, some cargo pants, classic long sleeve to cover up some mouths of mine.
Okay. All right. So y'all get through the opening. Like it seems like Rick and Guillermo are kind of getting along. At least you can hear Rick laughing when you look, and you don't necessarily see Guillermo laughing. He's smoking a cigarette, just kind of nodding and listening to him, nodding, and he sees you all approach, and he says, "Good morning. Are you ready to leave? We are all prepared. We have filled up the trucks. It will be a few hours to get to our hiking point, and then we will be in the jungle for a few days. Take about 2, maybe 3 days, depending on the weather, to reach Chichen. And then we can return however long it is you want to stay. All of you seem to have taken proper precautions, though some of your footwear. It is all right. We have options for you in the trucks. Is there any other questions? Yes. Yes, indeed. Yes, there is really only one choice, or else you will be having a great deal of pain. Are there any other problems, questions?
No, it appears that you and Mr. Luke have come to an accord.
Oh, yeah, no problem. Me and Guillermo are old buds. He kind of smacks him on the back. And Guillermo, like his cigarette nearly goes up his nose. Yes, I look forward to the time in the jungle with Mr. Luke. I am sure it will be eventful. Anyhow, throws it back down on the ground, and he kind of
uneventful, right? You meant our time will be uneventful, yes?
We are going into a jungle. There is no such thing as uneventful.
Okay. Thank you very much for agreeing to take us on this, and I'm glad that you gentlemen have made peace.
I was not aware that we were at war. No, we weren't, buddy. We're there's just a sort of a bit of an expression back home, that kind of thing. I see. Well then, if everybody is ready, then we shall depart.
Let's get the show on the road. Rick, which part of the train are we going in? Are we in the front or are we in the back?
Oh, come on, we're going to hop in the back. I'm going to introduce you all the porters and such. They're friendly folk back there. Some good guys back there. Boy, we were playing a little dice game. Oh man, they took quite a number from me. So I said, hey, when we're driving up, they got to give me another chance. It's kind of odd doing the dice game because the roads are kind of bouncy and such. So it was a little cheating here and there, but hey, it's all good fun. But
it'll come out even in the wash. At the end of the trip, everyone switches up.
And he pulls out another cigarette. Guillermo pulls out another cigarette, and he says, "There is room up in the truck if anyone of you want to ride inside the cab, ladies."
And Marie will sort of go to Carmelita.
I would be happy to if neither of you would like to.
Go for it.
There are multiple trucks. There are multiple cabs. We can make accounting for all of you. No problem. Mr. Price, I am sure you're okay with Mr. Sawyer. Yes?
Yes, I'll join him.
Excellent. Well, as I said, it will be only maybe 2 hours of drive. We will get to our hike spot, and then we will be off into the jungle. We will get most of a day of hiking into our underneath our belts, and then another day, perhaps 2, depending on weather. All right, off we go. And so you can see he heads out. He kind of opens the door. Carmelita, you get in with him. Marie and Bev, maybe you jump in with a different person. And then Will and Patrick and Rick all go in the back, and you guys are just sort of bopping up and down a little bit. And he's not everything he said was correct. It takes about 2 hours to get the truck up to, it's kind of heading southeasternly is sort of the vague direction. And it's and you drive out of Merida completely. And you no longer see any signs of civilization. You start to weave up a bit away as you pass by what looks like some overgrown areas where there's a cart, and then maybe it almost looks like a truck off to the side that's been overgrown here and there with vines and vegetation. You pass by a handful of folks along the way who are on foot, maybe leading a burro or something like that, and they kind of do a quick wave or whatever. But it is a relatively quick drive, although those of you in the back, you are kind of bumping quite a bit, especially once you get out of Merida. Then when you pop out, you see yourselves at kind of this expanse, it's a very large hill that comes up to a flattened area. And you can tell this is probably an area where anybody who goes on an expedition, this seems to be a fairly common starting spot. And you can see that the ground itself is flattened, although it's not paved. There's not anything of that regard. There's not even, rocks or anything. It just seems relatively flattened. And then you can see off to the north, you can look sort of down a ways a bit, and you can see for a great deal of time. The sun has now fully caught up. When you look off to the southeast, you just see this expanse of jungle and vegetation just heading out in that direction. And everyone starts popping out, and they're kind of getting packs on. So all of your porters, there's a dozen porters with you. All of these, mostly men, but there's 1 or 2 women as well. And you can see they're putting on their packs. All of them are locals. You can see of the gringos, there's really just gringo men at least. There's Will, Patrick, and there's Rick, and everybody else you can see is from the area. And then you guys proceed to depart into the jungle, unless there's anything you guys wanted to do before you head out.
I would say that whichever truck Marie was in, she would try to kind of strike up a conversation with the person, not really necessarily looking to gather specific information from them, but just sort of trying to catch a vibe from them. Like, are they concerned about making this trip? Did they not want to make it because they know of the other expedition still being missing? Just sort of getting that sense, like, is this a like, oh yeah, we're going to be successful and everything's going to be fine, or kind of a like, yeah, they really had to pay me a lot to get me to go on this.
Okay, give me a Spanish test first.
Oh, okay. So do we get to do a kind of with our house rule since we just had an overnight? Can I try to improve my Spanish?
Sure, you all can do one from yesterday. Yeah, do your language acquisition roll.
Let's do that first. Okay, so it's an intelligence test. So I'm trying to roll under 60. I rolled a 64. Can I spend luck on that?
Yeah, it's
4
just
points of luck.
Yeah.
All right, so that'll bring me down to 29 luck. All right, and then the improvement will be a 1d6. 3, so that'll get my Spanish to a 19 that I'm trying to roll under. And it didn't matter anyway. I rolled a 64.
Okay. So it is a rough conversation. You get a few bits and pieces out of the driver that you're sharing a cab with. And you can see that like he'll convey his name is I am Arturo. It is a pleasure to meet you. And you can tell that outside of saying pleasure to meet you and various other like basics, like his English is fairly limited. But you start asking him questions here and there. Like what kinds of questions do you ask him? Like what sort of subjects or topics do you try to float, and to see if any of those kind of float, and kind of does he catch any of those? Does he understand?
I would say she is being fairly direct. That, you know, what are your thoughts on this expedition? Given that Esposito's has not returned, do you feel that we're going to have better luck than they did?
Jacinto.
Yes.
Yes. Sad. Very sad. He was good guide. But Guillermo, also good guide.
Good.
He gives you that big smile when he says that.
Mr. Luke, do you know anything about him?
Gringo.
Yes.
Loud.
Very. Is he good?
Loud. Will attract bandits. They will be able to hear him from far away.
Oh, that's
we should shoot him now.
No.
Pity.
We can just keep his mouth full. We don't have to shoot him.
Ah, yes. Shoot him later.
So always an option for later. You can't undo it if you do it too early.
Later. Got it.
Do you think we will be safe?
Past his side where he's got a gun. What?
Do you think we will be safe? Though we will not befall the same end as Esposito?
Safe? Jungle's not safe. Dangerous.
But we will be safe. We will be safe.
Yes. Listen to Guillermo. Stay close to Arturo. I will keep you safe. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Both of you safe.
Thank you. That's just who? Me and you?
Bev
will
is
be
in
safe.
the cab with you.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait, who else is here? Yeah. Okay, good.
Stay close to Arturo. Arturo will keep you safe.
Thank you, Arturo. And as Maria is always charming in these conversations. Thank you.
And he smiles and he gives you this big grin. You can see he's like missing a couple teeth in the back. Like he's like an older, sort of middle-aged man. Kind of has like a big round face, kind of a scruffy beard look to him. You can definitely tell he's a weather. He's weathered. This isn't his first rodeo. He's not young. He's probably one of the older ones that you've seen. And he's just driving, and he's kind of turning. It's almost like a bus wheel. He's turning as you're driving along, and then we'll say you get to the spot. Anybody else doing anything en route on the truck or immediately popping out? Yeah.
Similar to Marie, we don't want to roleplay it, but basically, Crumley has spent the last 2 hours just kind of trying to ingratiate herself with Mr. Castillo, with the long game of being like, if we're gonna spend time together in the future, I would like to be able to have more candid conversations with you. I'd like for you to trust me a little. So this is slightly manipulative, but it's mostly legit because she does actually like him a lot.
Give me a charm test.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's you, it's him, and then the driver. He's probably not driving. And like you're squeezed between the two of them, and he's got the window completely down, and he's smoking a cigarette, and you're just like shouting at him the whole time.
Can I talk you into persuade?
You're trying to ingratiate yourself, so I don't really think you're. Yeah, I think this is true.
Okay. I'm not particularly.
Please like me. Please like me. You should really.
Yeah,
really
basically.
Like
You know what? I will happily spend luck. I'll happily spend luck.
I'm so jealous of being able to spend 15 luck.
Yeah.
I'm so jealous.
At that point, spend 22 and make it a hard success.
I was just gonna say, Jeff, may I?
Of course, I'm not gonna. Yeah, hey, you can get all the way down to.
At that point, spend a few more, make it extreme.
You know what? I was actually thinking about that.
You got to get to.
Okay.
You need to get down to what? 3?
I think
spend 27 luck.
I'll spend 27 luck.
Oh my god! Okay. All right.
I have so much luck. I'm really not comfortable with how much luck I have.
I love how
I have 24 total to have so much luck.
I've inflicted so much trauma on you guys just from the threat of having so much. Yeah. Guys are so nervous. Okay. So yeah, like you said, we don't have to play role play the whole thing out, but as like you're talking and you're just sort of like basic questions, basic chatting. It doesn't necessarily have to be about one specific topic. Maybe it's talk a little bit about Merida or a little bit about Mexico City or this or that. And so maybe it isn't even about necessarily like the entirety of the expedition. And you find him you find him that he does have actually a fairly decent sense of humor. It's kind of one of those like gruff old sailor kind of types of senses of humor where every time he makes a joke, like there's a heartbeat where you're like, where he's sort of like teasing or making fun of somebody, whether it's Luke or Will or one of his guys, where there's a heartbeat where like, wait, is that a joke? And then he smiles and kind of chuckles and stuff here and there. And he has this sort of way about him. And then by the end of it, and he says, don't worry, everything will be fine. No, you are worried, but this is not my first, how would your gringo say, first rodeo. I've been in the jungle many times. I have always returned. And I will return again. And if you stick close to me.
Carmelita also smokes rollies, so I would think she and him are kind of commiserating over that.
He'll like produce one and like he'll do the classic thing where he puts the 2 in his mouth, lights them both, and then hands one over to you.
Hell yes.
So presumptuous. Like, here, take my spit.
And she will happily take his presumption.
You seem to have a very good head on your shoulders. If you stay near me and listen to what I have to say, I am sure everything will be fine. Everything will happen as it needs to have happened. We'll be back here. We will get a drink, and it'll be happy days. Yes.
That sounds wonderful.
Excellent. What about Will or Patrick?
Yeah, I want to play the gambling mini game to know how much money I won or lost in the back.
Okay. All right. Sure. I'm just making a couple notes here. Yeah, we can do that. So what's your skill?
I don't think there is a gamble skill. So when they add the smell skill, we can also add gamble.
There's a billion skills in Call of Cthulhu. One of them isn't gambling. What are we talking about? Okay. We can do like All right. So it really is just a basic dice, some sort of dice game. They're just kind of rolling. You could definitely tell it has to do with like pairs and triples and things like that. And so people are just kind of rolling down here and there. And the dice themselves are probably homemade to some degree. You're not even sure exactly what they're made out of. Like they could be made out of stone, they could be made out of bone. It's kind of hard to tell. But they're like rolling these things, and then you hear cheers, and someone tries to explain the game to you. So what I would like you to do is give me rules. Okay, then never mind.
No, I mean, like Will wouldn't actually care about the rules. He just wants to be rolling and cheering with everyone else.
Okay.
Will just wants to.
I didn't mean that you shouldn't narrate. I meant Will is happy to play no matter what the rules are.
Okay.
What about like accounting?
I was going to say, give me a credit rating roll.
Credit rating? Okay.
I wouldn't do accounting because accounting feels like it's like forensically looking at books and like fair. Ledgers and things.
But how often
credit rating is
just
how much money do you have? I mean, we've used it before, especially in LA.
So is it a critical fail if you have a 50 in the skill? Like a 95, I mean. Is a 95 a critical fail if you have a 50 in the skill?
No, you're good.
No.
Because even if I think it's 96 to 100 anyway.
Okay.
If you're
good,
under 50.
Because I rolled a 95 on a 50.
Okay. All right. Do me a
Take all
favor.
of my money. This is what happens when you're like, I don't need to know the rules. Yeah. Do you like me now? Do you like me now?
It's not even about them liking me. Will's just having a blast giving them his money.
All right. Go ahead and so that was a really bad roll. So you're gonna go ahead and lose. Oh geez. Lose your spending level's gone for the day. Not that we do this too often, not that you're really gonna need it in the jungle. So I'm gonna say like take off about 1/5 of your cash on hand.
Okay. That's
so like
$50, I believe.
You lost like
on
$50
top of my
basically.
spending level of 50. I lost $100 today.
Well, the spending level always resets. Like it's like a constant reset thing.
Yeah. So I'm just saying my spending level was 50, and then 1/5 of my cash is 50 as well. So these are some very rich porters in the back here.
You lost $50. You lost $50, and they kept trying to explain the rules to you and like calling stuff out to you. And like you're like, yeah, and so like the whole time you're just sort of throwing this in and throwing that in, throwing this in, and to some degree it's not even your money anyway. It's Janet Winston Rogers' money, so who really cares, right? You're just going to itemize at some point.
Have I been paid?
Put that down. Anyhow,
your spending level's 50. Just to back up on that. Good gracious, Marie's spending level's 10.
Good? Will has
I've got
a
50
decent credit rating. Yeah,
that's kind of wild. Good for you, man.
Yeah, well, I don't actually pay rent anywhere, so I just
but that's
accumulate.
Like so perfect for Will. It's so perfect for Will that he's like kind of like hand to mouth.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
And has a lot in hand.
Exactly, and a big mouth.
Okay, so Will, you are ingratiating yourself to all of these porters by giving them tons of money. They throw like something small down and you drop like a chunk of coin, right? So you're just getting rid of, or it doesn't have to necessarily be coin. It could just be belongings. It could just be the equivalent of like you giving something over this or that. What about you, Patrick? Anything you're doing?
I'd be curious about the packs they prepared for us. So I'd be going through that. What kind of weapon, like knife size, kind of utilities.
Okay.
They're in it.
No roll necessary for this. I think this is just something you could easily get. You get yourself like one of the porters is more than happy to talk with you. We'll say that even if you can roll a Spanish if you want. Go ahead and roll Spanish because it gives you an opportunity to increase it. But even still, they can still show you, even if they can't explain.
Roll a 60, so that's a fail.
Okay, so like you can tell whoever it is you're talking to doesn't speak English, but at the same time they're showing you what they've carried, and so it looks like they have a lot of. You're asking specifically about weapons. They have machetes galore, so there's tons of machetes. They even like offer you one, like do you want one? So you can take one of those if you want a machete. And then it looks like there's a handful of bolt action rifles that they don't give those away. Those they're keeping amongst themselves, but they're more than happy to give you one of the machetes if you want. It looks like they have plenty of tents as well because you guys have around 20 people or so in your expedition, maybe up to 24 if you count everybody. So somewhere between 20 and 24. And so you can see there's several tents. They're not solo tents. They're not tents for like one single person. But it's probably not enough necessarily to like get everybody. So you can tell that some of them are going to be, some people are going to be sleeping inside tents. Some people are going to be sleeping out, etc. Plenty of food, plenty of water, all that kind of good stuff. And then a handful of other like odds and ends. You can see like cooking equipment and things like that as well. So they do seem to have like a good collection. Like whoever it is that packed this stuff up clearly knew what they were talking about. And then in terms of, did you want to take one of those machetes?
Yeah, I wanted the machete.
And then, so in terms of in Foundry, which one to get? I think that is a large knife. Double check. Pretty sure. I could be wrong. Yeah, take a large, a knife large. Okay. All right. So you have one of these.
Mr. Price is prepared.
Okay, and then he cuts his arm off. All right. Anything else?
Oh dear. I mean, just so Stephen doesn't accuse me of forgetting, Marie does have Joy Boy, as she does. So now that we're in the truck, she's introduced Arturo to Joy Boy. I have committed
and he's
to
just
this.
like, Gucci. And he's like reaching over. And he's like, go. Drive.
Sure.
So he takes Joy Boy and he puts Joy Boy like behind him, and like you can see he's like reaching out Joy Boy's little paws and like kind of steering and driving. Like, yes, good drive. He's speak Spanish, and he starts like throwing out all these Spanish words that Jeff doesn't know how to say to the cat. See if the cat
in the world I can't.
Yeah.
Joy Boy's Spanish will be better than Marie's because he'll figure out like what words get him what treats, and then he'll...
Joy Boy. Just rolled Spanish for Joy Boy and rolled a 3, so somehow he understood.
He really did do better.
I did.
Oh my goodness!
Okay. Of course he did. Okay, so you guys get to the site. Everyone hops down out of the truck. You can see there's definitely a moment where people are just kind of getting up and stretching, and they're getting their packs, and even maybe some people are like grabbing like a quick bit of water or maybe a snack or something like that before they depart. All right, let me get a little music. Okay, everyone goes quiet. Perfect. Good job, everybody. So, and after a little bit of time, you can see that like Guillermo goes around, checks everyone's packs and things like that. Like all the porters can get these huge packs on their pack, much bigger than the ones that you all are carrying. You all kind of get these smaller packs with your own things, but then you get your porters who just have these massive packs. And then you all begin to climb off into the jungle itself. The initial travel isn't too terrible, as you might expect. There is almost something of a trail at first because of how often people have ventured through here. But it isn't very long at all, probably within an hour before you can see that a group of people, Guillermo himself being up there, take their machetes out and start leading the way, kind of hacking the jungle away here and there where things might kind of coming over where you might be walking, or these large tall grasses that come up in some cases to your waist, in other cases you can see it kind of comes up to your chest, and you can see they're just going through and hacking. You all are basically traveling in like twos, like it's like a 2x2 kind of arc, and so it's not like one giant wide mass, but rather a line that goes back 10 to 12 strong. The first few hours itself are relatively simple. Nothing out of the ordinary. There's like a light dusting of rain at one point, but it doesn't heavily storm in any ways. Definitely from what you were able to glean, especially those of you back with the porters, it doesn't sound like rain was no one was really guessing that was going to be an issue. Everybody can go ahead. Actually, no, let me ask you this question first. Since we're in this long line, who of you would want to be more towards the front? Does anybody want to like call out a particular position, or more towards the back?
I want to be with Rick Luke.
Where would you and Rick like to be? Rick's like, really, want to head up front? Nope.
Let's head up front.
I want to see everything.
And I'd be pestering him with questions like about the Yucatan the whole time.
Okay. All right.
trying to absorb knowledge by osmosis.
Okay.
Well, it's a wild and crazy place, but there's a rich history here. There is indeed. The people here, the Maya, mostly, they're not a whole lot different than some things that, other places might have. They wonderful masonry, and they constructed, pyramids and other sites with the kind of level of artistry that we've seen elsewhere. It's quite admirable, in fact. But they're still very mysterious. There's still a lot we don't know. Not a lot we know about them. But their traditions and their belief systems, their culture, their heritage, were worthy of study. I'm glad you're all interested, Billy. I'm glad you're not here just for the money.
Guy slaps you on the back. They slap people on the back.
No, not just for the money.
Who else wants to call out specific? Does anyone have a particular place in the line? Do you want to be towards the front, towards the back, in the middle? Like,
I'll be in between with one of the porters that I got to know.
Somewhere in the middle.
Yeah,
Right.
Carmelie is also smack dab in the middle with the intention of listening to as many conversations as she can around her.
Okay. I like it.
Marie's
what about
bringing
you,
up
Marie?
the rear. Not literally the last person, but towards the back. Because she's
And I'll
not,
put Bev with you again, just so we know where Bev is. Okay, Bev and Marie.
not particularly athletic.
Okay. In terms of Patrick, the one, we'll say the person that you kind of got along with gives you the name Raoul. The porter doesn't speak English. You can tell not even a lick of it, other than hello, that kind of thing. And he it takes a little while for you to get to exchange your names, but you do get the name Raoul. And if you're kind of hanging around with him towards the middle, he'll kind of, he'll point to things here and there along the way, and your eyes will he'll point up towards a tree somewhere, and you look up, and you don't even see what he's looking at. And then he kind of points and gestures even stronger, and then he sighs, and he'll pick up a rock, and he'll throw up towards the tree. And then you see this snake that was just perfectly blending in with the tree just suddenly moves. And then he looks at you, and he points to the snake, and he does the Dikembe Mutombo finger wag. And then, kind of what the fangs look like. And then he'll say you die, essentially.
And I nod along with it.
Yeah. Okay. Carmelita, since you're listening to conversations, go ahead and give me a listen test.
Okay.
Right.
72 over 70, but I'll spend luck.
Okay. You are both fluent in Spanish and in English. So the conversation, so you're able to kind of pick up on everything. You can tell that there's a couple conversations, though. Most of the conversations are fairly benign. They just seemed about travel and supplies. Did we pack enough of everything? You can definitely tell some of the Spanish conversations are kind of making fun of a few of the gringos, or kind of talking about Marie and Bev, and then you could something about their shoes. You're not really sure what they were particularly saying, and then about how they can hear the gringos from all the way back here, and right as they say that, it comes on the heels of just a random Rick Luke joke that just wafts back, and you can hear the Will and Rick laughing or something like that. But you also notice, Carmelita, that there are some conversations that you do not understand, that are definitely not in English, that are definitely not in Spanish. And if you kind of ask or poke around, you realize there are a couple porters in here that are speaking Maya. You can tell their language is not in and of itself, they're not speaking Spanish. And so they seem more kind of locally inclined. And you can see those themselves are kind of keeping to themselves. They don't seem to really be talking with anyone in particular, but it's just for themselves here and there. All the while, everyone seems to have the utmost confidence, of what's going on here and there. You hear a few folks when there's a couple conversations about where you're going, and you hear the phrase or the chichen shoshul. And with your listen, you do get some you do kind of clock one or two strange reactions to that. In some cases it's surprise. In other cases, you can tell there's maybe one or two people who react kind of negatively to it. And I'll say, give me a psychology test at the same time.
Joke. Psychology.
Yeah.
No. 84. Man, I cannot roll for shit today.
I mean, you can just use up all of your luck. I mean, if you really didn't like having the luck, you can just power through all of it.
It's been a minute since I pushed a roll, and this. Can I push this roll?
How would you go about doing this differently, though? So pushing has to be, you have to take a different approach.
Yeah. You know what? No, I don't think I can reasonably push this.
I mean, just to throw something out there, and I don't know if it's accurate or not, but like instead of just listening, you could try to actively engage. Maybe, I don't know if that would fall in the bounds of the scene.
Potentially offend people.
I'm trying to be as surreptitious about this as I can, so I'd rather not.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But thank you.
Okay.
I'm trying to decide if I want to spend the luck, and I don't think I do.
Okay, fair enough. So all you really get is just generic conversation, and then the knowledge that there are a couple people in here that seem to speak a language that you're not as accustomed to, and then there are mixed reactions when it comes to the phrase Shishen Shoshu. Okay. Will, you're up front. Okay. Give me a spot hidden. And I will give you a bonus die for this since you are with old Luke.
Ooh, nice.
Ricky Luke.
Every time I roll spot hidden, I miss Pastor Wood because he had the best spot hidden.
Did he really?
He didn't see that pit in the ground that Bellin died to. Didn't see that woman sneaking up on him. I gave him a hug.
He saw it.
Did he?
It just didn't do much. I rolled a 59 with the bonus die, which is over my 45. I will spend the 14 points of luck.
Okay. As you are moving along, you guys are looking around. There's a handful of people who are joking and laughing here and there. A few hours in, we'll say it's like probably halfway into the day, right? So it's like early afternoon, like a 2:00 kind of deal, right? You're looking around and again, there's no path. Like you guys are, you're not following a path. You're just following wherever Guillermo is taking you all. You are looking about, and there's all these different like gnarled tree trunks and things like that you're trying to be alert to. And then you notice one that seems almost a little too erect, whereas everything else is kind of curved and such here and there. And you realize that first, it's not a tree trunk. It looks to be some sort of statue. It's carved, right? And secondly, you can see that like it's about 9 feet tall or so. Like there's a lot of weathering on it, so it almost blends in somewhat with the environment. And it's only a handful of feet off of like the path that has been hacked with you. And that's what you see. It's definitely some kind of carved stone marker of a kind.
Oh, Luke, look at this. And I grab a machete, or I assume I have a machete, and I start like cutting my way to the statue and try to cut off some vines to reveal some of it more.
Yeah, anybody who wants a machete, you're welcome to have one. Just give yourself a knife large. Just decide now, though. Don't like decide later. Decide now if you want it. Okay, so
I do.
Can I get the dynamite too?
No, you actually had to roll for that. Okay, so you go peering off, kind of breaking off from the train of people, and Rick kind of follows you. Hey, where are you going, buddy? Where are we going? Hey, Guillermo. Billy found something. One sec. Just one sec, Guillermo. And you can see Guillermo turns around and he's got this look on his face like he wants to, murder the two of you. But as you get closer, you realize, Will, that it is about 9 feet tall. And there's all sorts of carvings on it. And you can see there's people, like you can see the like bodies of humanoid bodies, but you can also see there's different kinds of creatures as well, like serpentine things, and it's all covered in this jungle muck that it's hard to get any clear idea on. Do you have anything in archaeology or anthropology?
I've got a 21 in archaeology.
Okay. I will give you a bonus dice since you specifically are bringing Rick with you, as he is much higher than that. Not as high as Bev, but he's pretty high.
Okay, so that's a 34. I no longer have enough luck to turn that into a success.
Oh, okay. Bummer.
All right. So you're looking at it, and it's kind of hard to sort of distinguish exactly what you're looking at. But Rick will be like, "Oh man, what a great find! Like it's definitely some sort of, I think it's. Hang on, 1 second. Let me get out some tools." And you see he like kind of breaks open his pack and he pulls out some parchment, and he gets out like a little charcoal thing. He starts taking a rubbing of it here and there. I don't know what it is exactly. I have to kind of consult a little bit there, fella. Maybe some kind of warning or some such shape. See that right there? That there is, I think those are warriors. You can kind of tell. You can see like they got like armor on. Look at that. They got,
yeah, I see.
Oh, hang on. Well, this looks kind of strange though. They got more. Hang on. Hey, do me a favor. Just kind of wipe that part right there a little bit. Just a little bit. Don't go pressing too hard. But just kind of wipe it down a little bit. Huh. Well, see, I thought for a second that like the snakes were like, I think. See those things you're standing on right there? That look like a body to you?
Yeah.
So you see like there's these big warriors in armor, and they're like standing on top of things that at first just look like it was the ground or part of like a pedestal. But as you swipe it away, you realize that there's a handful of like other bodies that they're standing on top of. And so it's like literally like warriors in armor. Yeah. It's all a statue. and you're looking at it, and it's like, ain't that something?
It's a bit strange.
Yeah, it is. I don't know. Maybe they just don't want us to come this way or something. Ain't that right? Like they did a lot of this kind of stuff in other places we've been. And he's just, again, kind of going through and taking all these things. At this point, anyone else could pop up as well. And then like you hear as Guillermo is behind, and like you see like everyone's sort of stopped at this point. He kind of calls out to you, "Mr. Sawyer, we have to get going. This way, come on, you are going the wrong way."
This is an archaeological expedition, and we might have just discovered some evidence. We just need a few minutes to take some notes.
No. All that means is we are going in the right direction. Come. Stay on the path.
Could you tell us a bit about what it means, and then we would be on our way more quickly?
Miss Wynn, it is a statue. It is as I said, all that means is we are going on the right direction. Let us go. Come on.
And like he starts to move, and then all the porters clearly do what he says and everything like that. Kind of and like some of them are moving kind of slowly, but you can tell like he just wants to go. What are you all doing?
Marie sort of looks over to Will and shrugs a bit. Mr. Luke, did you get good notes?
Yeah. Hey, Dr. Key. Where's Dr. Key at? Dr. Key, take a look right here. Does that look like something's broken off up there?
And like as he's kind of pointing, do anyone here have like a craft skill? You can also roll craft. You don't have to just roll archaeology. Like if you want to just assess the statue of some way.
I just have singing as my only craft.
You guys need to spread your skills out
better. I have photography as my art, but
did I account for whether a piece is missing?
Shut up. You're so dumb.
I mean, I have appraise at 33, but I don't think that's the intent of appraise.
I'm going to rip archaeology with Bev. We shouldn't penalize you guys just because Ashley's not feeling well. All right. She passed. 42 under 70.
Yay.
And so like you'll see like as Bev and Rick kind of get into this like quick back and forth where he's kind of pointing this out and pointing that out, like Bev will catch something that both Will and Rick didn't quite see, which was that the warriors like in this armor are standing on top of these bodies, and the bodies themselves, like there's in between them, there's these slithering forms that look like snakes, except the snakes are actually coming out of the bodies because all of the bodies that are on the ground that these warriors are standing on have been decapitated. And then as you move around to the other side of this marker, you can see that one of the warriors who is facing off in a different direction, this is like facing back sort of northward, right? One of them is kind of holding up something. It's carved in the relief, and you realize it's a severed head. The face itself has been worn significantly and eroded, but you can definitely tell like it is an actual like head of some kind. It's just sort of standing there. But Bev, with her roll, how'd you do again? 42. Yeah, Bev with a roll kind of catches all of that, we'll say. But you can tell like there's definitely some kind of like offering that's being made, but it's unclear as to what is being offered.
The snakes coming out of the bodies, the decapitated bodies, do the snakes have like a snake head? Or is it just like, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know if it would
they definitely just look
like or if they had the detail of like the mouth and eyes or something like that.
No, they definitely, I mean, like all of this has been weathered to some degree, but you could tell like the craftsmanship was good enough to essentially survive likely hundreds of years in jungle conditions and still be distinguishable. But it's obviously things have been somewhat eroded.
I think we try to quickly document as much as possible.
Maybe we've kind of moved, all of you have sort of joined Marie and Bev towards the end of the line as we kind of stalled a bit, maybe.
Okay. All right. So anything else you're looking to do? Patrick, we haven't checked in with you. Did you like stop with everybody or did you like push forward?
I'd say I'd push forward.
Okay, so you stay with Castillo.
Like snakes. Rel says it's dangerous. Move along.
Raul looks at you. Just kind of like nods and smiles. And he's like, makes that look. And then continues to walk forward. Okay. So after a while, like you guys are lingering, you can barely hear the sounds of people anymore, as you know that the crew is including Patrick is drifting away. Do you guys hurry to catch up, or do you linger more?
I would say so. Yeah. Like, okay. I can't even hear them anymore.
We should just too far away. That's when we catch up.
Like, I'll tell you that Castillo, he's all just mush, you know, just mushing. Like we're all just a bunch of dogs, just gotta mush. Never mind. Let's go. I think I got a decent likeness of it. Yeah, there we go.
We're here for the experience. This is archaeology. We need to be taking notes.
Yeah, you get it. Yeah, absolutely.
And so like he'll like linger back for a minute and he'll like have like a lengthier conversation with Bev. And he's like, this is what I'm thinking. You see that right here, and like the two of them kind of get into this little conversation about like archaeology and anthropology,
And Marie is like right behind them. And as they like, they talk and walk and then they sort of get excited and stop. And she just sort of like pushes both of them on the back to just make sure that they are like talking and walking.
Hey, okay, no problem. I was just saying to Dr. Key here, I think like this right here, it's like, it ain't, it's just, you know, it's a warning, you know, it's like, don't go further. You know, sometimes the Maya, what they would do, is they would mark certain territories and such. And so they didn't want people passing through. And if you did, you kind of knew that you were in the wrong place. You ever seen like a no trespassing sign? Kind of like that, except way fancier. It's like I said, they ain't that much different than us, you know, just a little different, a little bit more colorful, you know?
Well, it's interesting because this may be one of our first points of divergence where Mr. Castillo says that seeing the sign says that we are on the right path. And now you say that seeing the sign means that do not pass.
Oh, well, no, those two things aren't necessarily different. Like, you all want to go somewhere, and I think that Chishin Shoshu is like Maya, and then like whoever the Shoshu are, I definitely like made of them, right? He was saying to me this morning that he thinks it's just kind of colonial, which don't really make sense, honestly. It doesn't kind of align with some of the research that I've done. Artie Cartwright, you know, all that kind of looking. They didn't say nothing about it being colonial, so I don't really know. But hey, I don't want to tell him his business. This is his business. We'll get there in a couple of days, and one of us will be right and one of us will be wrong, you know. But
I see.
Yeah,
so when it says, when you say it says that we shouldn't go on, it means that we're on the right path.
Oh, yeah, I'm not saying we should stop. No, I don't buy into that superstitious nonsense like we ain't gonna get like death cursed or nothing like that. I'm just saying at some point in the past, the indigenous folk to this region put that up there to warn off others, like whether it was the Spanish or some other things or maybe, other folk, whatever, and getting too close. And yeah, with us, I mean, they're not here no more, so ain't nothing to worry about. Well, I mean, there are some people here. I talked to some locals and such, but none of them out in this direction. It's too far in the jungle. Dangerous out here.
And Marie's thinking that maybe he does know things, and then now she's thinking back to other places we've been and just starts keeping her head on a swivel a bit. Oh, okay, thank you. Let's walk and talk. And she kind of pushes them in the back. And then she
I can
also
tell you all sorts of stories
looking,
you want about all the things they used to do to folk when like they did. Oh, no, you probably don't want to hear that, do you?
No, I want to hear it.
I think that would be more helpful after we've safely returned, and then you can tell us the stories. After it would not cause us nightmares.
And so then the two of you will kind of hurry back up, or actually all of you will start catching back up. And the whole way he's just telling you about all these awful like little stories you heard about how, this sacrifice or that sacrifice is happening. And then how this place he went to and he found they found signs of all these skulls and bones and stuff and everything. And he's like so giddy and excited about it. And just like, you know what it probably means. And you just kind of echoes. And eventually, Patrick, you can hear their voices as they catch up to you. Okay. So the train continues on. The afternoon pushes. You could see kind of gets towards late afternoon when suddenly you all hear this rumble of thunder, just like, and you suddenly like almost out of nowhere, the trees themselves begin to just sort of whip around like crazy, like in a way that up until this point, it's just been these light breezes here and there, slightly moving it here, slightly moving it there. But then suddenly now the thunder crashes and then the winds just work through. And some of you who have like loose cloths, like if you've got it around your neck or if you're wearing anything over your head, you have to like grab your hat before it blows away. And then within moments, a deluge of rain falls down and you are just getting completely and utterly drenched by storm. Did you all go back to the positions you were in when you first got in the train?
I'd say so.
Okay. So if that's the case, well, if you're up front,
yeah,
and Carmelita and Patrick are in the middle, Marie and Bev back in the back, Guillermo will turn back around towards you, Will, as you are the closest, and he will say, "This is. Do we push on? There is still some light left. It is just a bit of rain. Rain is common in the jungle. Or do you want to?
We can get a little wet.
Are you
No
sure?
big deal. Let's keep pushing on. We want to get there sooner rather than later."
Understood.
And then he just calls out in Spanish, like as loud that echoes down the train, and a few people turn around. They shout out that they're pushing on. Everybody go ahead.
I turn to Rick. I'm in charge when we're in the jungle.
What? Oh, look at you. Hey, man, I'm just here for the ride. Like, this is what I'm talking about. Gotta kind of, find this, find that. I'm not one of those folks. I'm not very prideful. I don't need to be in charge. I just want the experience, Like
well, no,
company,
I just meant in our group.
folk.
We decided that when we're in the jungle, I make choices. And when we're in a jazz lounge, that's when Marie makes the choices.
Well,
when we're in a library, that's when Dr. Key makes the choices.
Yeah, you're
See,
like
when he needs a new
Action Jackson.
haircut, Patrick decides.
Okay. What do you think of mine? Well, maybe after it rains. And it's pouring rain. And the ground is getting... The ground is like your feet are like your shoes starting to sink into the mud. You find yourselves kind of slipping here and there. I need everyone to roll a dexterity test since you have chosen to press on.
What were we saying before the session that I would never get everyone else in trouble?
I mean, we weren't saying that.
That's what you were claiming.
Oh, that's what I was saying.
I rolled a 73 over 70, so I'll spend the 3 luck.
Rolled a 70 over 60, I'll spend 10.
I continue to roll like shit, and I failed with a 95 over 80.
Oh, dear.
I rolled a 6.
Okay.
That's an extreme success.
Hey, look at you.
Okay.
Hey,
We're in a jungle.
charge.
You weren't ready for this?
Okay. So as you all are moving, the rain is pouring. it's getting harder and harder to see. You're getting to the point where like you really can't see much more than a handful of feet. You can kind of just see the group in front of you, right? That's really it. You can't see, like those of you in the middle of the train can't see to the front. Those of you in the back can barely see to the middle. You can really just see like the 2 or 3 people in front of you, and everyone's kind of going 2 by 2, 2 by 2, 2 by 2. Will, you and Rick are keeping up with Guillermo and his lead porter, like his lead navigator. Like the 4 of you are moving and pressing forward and pressing forward. At one point, you can see like the navigator kind of slip and nearly fall, but Guillermo reaches out and grabs him, kind of pulls him close. You and Rick don't seem to have any real issues. Like you're just moving steadily. You're not like, you can tell that Guillermo has slowed the pace, but at the same time, like you are kind of pushing and pushing, pushing. Even though there's all these different jungle trees above you, it's really not helping helping kind of give you any sort of relief from the rain. Carmelita and Patrick, however, you are having a little bit more trouble because like you are moving through the muddy terrain that has been churned up by a handful of people in front of you. And at one point, Patrick, you slip and you like almost fall. And right as it looks like you're about to fall, you feel like a hand. And as you're about to go sliding down this slope, you look over your shoulder and you see your porter friend Raul. He's got this no longer a grin on his face, but he's got this look of concern. He grabs you and he keeps you from falling. Unfortunately, there was no one there to do the same for Carmelita. As Carmelita, you go sliding down the slope, tumbling, slipping, and eventually you like tumble, and you smash, it seems, through like a series of branches and then smack against a tree trunk. And immediately Raul starts calling out. And those of you up front and those of you behind, you eventually start to hear, as it's almost like on a submarine where things are just sort of being passed down. And all of a sudden, like Guillermo is just like, oh. He looks at you, Will, as if because you're the one who made the decision. And he just blinkos. And he moves down because he doesn't know who it is. He just thinks he just assumes. And they start pushing back. What do you all do in this moment? Other than
before we move on, is there?
Oh, we're not moving on.
I should. No, I just mean is there damage I should take?
Not yet. Okay. So you go stumbling. Right now, I want to see what they're doing before I resolve what has happened to you.
Totally. Thank you.
So those of you,
Marie would definitely, if she hears that it was a woman who fell, she would definitely like run up.
Okay. So you race up and you look around. And like you can see, like you guys are on top of this relatively steep slope. Everything's muddy, and there's a grouping of people now that are looking down, and it's just pouring rain, and you can't see anything. There's like no signs of anybody. Maybe immediately off the trail, there's like some broken like branches and things, and like some disturbed earth. But it looks extraordinarily treacherous. What about you, Will? Do you come back with Guillermo?
Yeah,
or do you stay
I'd be following Guillermo.
Okay. What about you, Patrick? You're the one who had a front row seat to this.
I'll bust out a flashlight, see if I can get any visibility going.
It's not about darkness. It's just more about like the thickness of the rain and then everything kind of churning up from it as well. And you're just looking and looking. And then you hear Guillermo, "Get them out of there. Go. Who is it that fell?" He's like,
Carmelita.
It must be Carmelita.
So then Guillermo kind of turns to you, Will, and turns to you and Rick. "Get them out of there. Let's go. And we will meet up the road. Hurry." And he's like kind of looking at you, Will.
All right. I would pull rope off a pack, tie it around my waist, hand the other end to Rick, to tie around a tree.
You go to do that, and Rick is already just going right down the slopes. He's like you go to hand it to him, and he's already down, and he like leaps up and he grabs like a vine that's hanging down from the tree, like, "I got this."
Okay, Tarzan.
And he like literally Tarzan's down the slope.
Okay, then I hand it to Patrick to tie around a tree, and then I start sliding down after.
Give me a climb test, Will.
Okay, 45 under 50.
Okay, you manage to climb down much more slowly. And when you get down there, you can see a couple things. First, Carmelita, as you were tumbling, you bang your head, you slap around here and there, you get all these like scrapes and such, and then you smash like right into some like heavy. You're not sure if it's like if it's like a tree there or something that you break into, and you're going to take 3 points of damage from that as you have fallen somewhere in the neighborhood of maybe 40 feet, like the tumble, and then smash. The rain is still pouring down, and you look around, and you are all alone for a moment. You kind of vaguely hear the sounds of voices, but you can't really hear anything. And when you look up, you can see that you are standing at another marker, not unlike what you have all just saw a couple hours prior. This one, though, as you look up, Carmelita, there is like on top of it, like most of it's identical. Like it's the same like warrior and like pile of like decapitated bodies. But unlike the first marker, you notice that the side where there was the one warrior holding a decapitated head was kind of like holding it up. It was like gesturing towards something that wasn't there. Like the stone marker was incomplete. Here, however, you look up, having just banged your head, now you're alone, and you see this wide frog-like mouth looking down at you. And you see this grasping tongue that's kind of unfurled out of it and is almost like reaching down towards the head. Give me a sand test.
Oh my gosh.
We're staying with her. Let's see how it goes.
Crushed it.
9.
You like,
that's awesome.
Maybe you shuffle for a second and then you realize it's just a statue. Like for a moment, it looked almost like it was real. The slickness of the rain almost looked like the skin of a frog. You know, when it's kind of covered in wetness.
Yeah.
And then you hear coming from above you. Hey, Carmelita, you all right? I'm coming. Hang on. And then stumbling and sliding down, the first person you see is Rick, MF, and Luke. He's like, you all right?
Holy shit!
You okay?
Yes. I'm just banged up, but
Okay. How many fingers I got up?
Come back for me.
What are you talking about? Come on, we're a team. Two. Oh yeah, you're right. Okay, no concussion. It's good. Okay, follow my finger. There you go. Okay. All right, doing all right? You all right?
Yes. Are you all right?
Me? I'm fine. And he's got like a cut here, and he's got like a cut there. He's got mud on him here and there. His hair is all covered.
And she's gonna try and
Rick's fine.
she is valiantly gonna try and get up whatever looks buddy.
And you're pulling like the leaves and stuff out of his hair, and that's when you arrive. You've got your rope around, and you can see there's Rick, there's Carmelita. She's okay. They're both like picking things out of each other's hair, and you look up and you see this statue, and you see this big ass frog on top of it with a nasty mouth that's like looking like it's devouring this decapitated head being held up to it.
Oh, geez, that's a beauty. Just like the toads I caught as a kid. You're okay, Carmelita? Here, let's get this rope around you. And I untie the rope from around my waist. I imagine that it's like in a loop, so I can just like pull it.
Sure.
We can get it around her to pull her up.
Hey, look at you. That's good thinking, Billy.
I happily take it and look over to Will like, I really didn't think you were going to come back for me.
Why?
I don't know.
I mean,
anyway,
this is our job.
Thanks. Yeah.
This is why we're here.
You fell down. What are you talking about? Of course we're going to come back to you. If someone falls down, you don't leave them behind. What's wrong?
I thought it would have been Marie, the way that she wears those heels all the time. She's not used to wearing boots anymore.
I haven't worn heels in a very long time.
Holy smokes.
What is this? This doesn't look like the last statue.
Hey, hang on, everybody. She found something. Hey, ain't that something? I wish it wasn't so damn wet. Oh, man. Hang on. Should have brought my camera with me.
I got my machete. I'll start trying to clear stuff away.
Oh, my camera's up top.
Yeah, it's like pouring and pouring. And he's like,
Okay, hey, give me a second here. Like, Will, do me a favor. Just kind of like get your kind of cover. Give me like an umbrella really fast. I'm gonna do like a quick little sketch of the head. What on earth is that thing?
I don't think I have a coat, so I'll just take my shirt off and like drape it over.
Yeah, I'll just take my shirt off. Oh yeah. Oh jeez.
Why would I wear a jacket in the Yucatan?
Will's just like, here are my abs.
Okay. And unlike Steven, Will is ripped. This is fantasy.
So, Carmelita, are you going back up? Okay. And I'll say, because of the rope, you're good. You climb up, and at some point, Patrick, maybe you start to kind of help. You kind of see her, and you kind of pull her up the rest of the way. Marie or Patrick, while like they're down there, was there anything in particular the two of you were doing?
Just trying to convince everyone that we're staying put. We're not like, because I feel like Guillermo kind of took a bunch of people up, and so just like making sure that there are other folks that are staying with us. So like just in case anything is needed, we'll just wait. Just wait a minute. We'll catch up. We'll all catch up. And so she's just trying to keep some folks there.
And some folks do stay. Like you can see Arturo stays near you, Patrick, but you can definitely tell like there is a desire to continue pushing. So, what about you, Patrick?
She's all right. With the others, Will, Rick, where are they?
There's a statue down there. They're just trying to get some details about it. They're okay. We're okay.
Will, come on, let's get a move on.
Well, you could.
Can I even hear that
sort
over
of
the rain?
hear Patrick. Yeah, you can sort of hear like your name called, but nothing more than that, probably.
We're on our way back up. I yell out, but we don't actually make any movement until Rick is done taking his rubbings and taking notes.
He's doing this.
He's kind of drawing. He's like, yeah, hold still, buddy.
Make sure you get that detail, because I know Key's going to ask about it.
Oh, yeah, no problem. All right, yeah, okay.
And give me a spot hidden, Will.
Every time I roll spot hidden, I miss pastoral. 83 over 45.
Oh my gosh.
Is this something I could push? Is there anything?
Absolutely.
45.
Okay, like I said, I'll take the machete and I'll just stop covering Rick, and I'll just start hacking wildly to just pull even more away.
Okay.
56 over 45. So that didn't work.
Okay.
And you're wildly hacking a machete during a pushed roll. So let's see what happens with that.
Will,
I didn't have any luck.
Like you pull yourself away from it. It's like, oh, come on, Billy, what are you doing? You're gonna ruin it. What the hell? All right, fine. That's probably good. And right as he's like holding it and putting away, and the two of you are getting ready to go back up the incline, you look out, Will, across like the sort of this valley that Carmelita had fallen into. And you can see like vaguely through the mist that's been formed by the hard rain that there are a handful of people that are like reaching back right now. Maybe like 4 of them. And you see them, they're dressed in like not a whole lot differently than the statue. In fact, like they're wearing some kind of armor from, they almost look like the statue itself coming to life. And then you see like all of them almost in unison just hurl what looks like spears, and you watch as they're coming directly at you. What do you do?
I tackle Rick to the ground to try and take cover.
Give me a dodge.
Oh my goodness.
It's a 93 over 52. Can I push?
If no, because this is technically would be a combat roll. So you're basically trying to hit the deck is what's happening. So you hit the deck, and as you do, you kind of like stumble into the statue itself, like this stone marker, and the two of you collapse. And as you roll over, you can see one of the spears is coming right down, and it goes right for your chest and right square, point blank, and not point blank, I should say, center mass. And then you blink and it's not there. Roll sand test.
Oh boy.
Oh my gosh.
Hot. Okay, there we go. That's a 6 under 51.
You're okay. Just maybe your imagination getting away with you.
What
the hell you doing, Billy? Jeez, man. Oh, man, I got it. It's all muddy and stuff now. What the... Oh, man.
Sorry, I thought I saw a branch falling. Deadfall.
What? Well, what in the hell is this over here? And you see what he's looking at, and sticking out of the ground, just like a couple feet from you, it's like a spear. Well, I'll be damn. Look at that. Carmelita, drop this. It's like her walking stick or something.
I pull it out of the ground and look at it.
And it looks like this sort of... It doesn't look modern. It looks like it's got this like long, like broad head. It's quite sharp. Like you kind of do the classic, oh shit, that's much sharper than I thought, right? It almost immediately cuts your finger. It's weighty, it's hefty, and it looks exactly like the types of spears that you saw hurling towards you through the rain.
What? I guess this is what I saw falling. You're okay? Nothing hit you?
Oh yeah, I'm fine. I'm just all covered in shit. That's all it is.
Yeah. We should get back up the hill, get back with the group.
Yeah, I don't think Guillermo's gonna wait for us, so we better get going. You might be stuck with the backup. I'm just kidding. Let's go.
Hey, you were my first choice.
And you're always my first choice, Billy. Except unless Patrick's here, then
I'm gonna try and
we'll see.
Sorry, I'm talking over you. I'm gonna try and keep the spear as I climb up.
Okay, so just go ahead and put spear in inventory. I'll say the two of you are able to climb up. You already made the climb check once, so there's no reason to do it again. And so you make it all the way back up, and you can see maybe half of the party has remained behind, including your friends and a few of the porters and such. You come up, the two of you are covered in mud, and Will, you're carrying a spear.
Will, what do you have there?
A spear, I think. It fell from a tree while we were down there. Must have gotten shaken up from, the tumble.
Or someone was throwing it at your face?
No, I don't think so. If anything, they were throwing it at my chest.
So a spear just happened to fall out of a tree?
Well, there was a statue down there, too. This giant toad and, the snake figure. Rick took notes. They're a bit muddy. We'll get them to Dr. Key. Yeah, everything's good. I think we're good to press on.
Oh, okay, so we've seen two statues now. And the first one, she'll kind of describe it. And so the second one had a frog on it?
Yeah. A toad, maybe? I think it was frog.
Okay.
Can't really tell from a statue, can you?
I'm not sure. Okay, so we do seem to be going in the right direction. And she sort of looks back to Mr. Luke. Following the logic, if we've seen another statue, then it seems like we're going in the correct direction. So,
yeah, you're getting it.
I want to
make an archaeologist out of you yet.
I wouldn't put too much stock in the whole death curse thing. And even if we were cursed and people were throwing spears at us, that would just mean we're going the right direction for us, right?
Well, Carmelita, I'm very sorry that you fell, but it seems perhaps fortuitous if we saw another statue in our studies.
Yeah, but don't fall again.
Yes. No, I'll try not to. And Carmelita has been kind of just catching her breath, and for anyone who has come to her, she's kind of falling all over herself, apologizing for slowing things down and that kind of thing.
No, it's going to happen. It's raining out. Things are slippery. There's 20 plus of us, so it increases the likelihood somebody's going to slip at some point. So,
no, I know. I'll try and be more careful next time, though.
Are we good now, though? Mr. Price has been anxious for us to catch up with Guillermo.
Very much.
Okay. So if that's it, then we'll say you guys push forward. And there's enough of the porters and other professionals with you that it's not hard for you to catch up within maybe 10 minutes or so. And they're moving slowly ahead. Over that 10, 15, 20 minutes or so, the rain does start to die out. And then eventually you find the rest of the group. And within maybe a half an hour of that, the light really starts to dip down, and it's at that point that Guillermo will call for camp. So you get kind of passing down the line. Everyone starts to break out, and they find places where it's relatively dry, or where they can kind of set up a tent in some cases. You can see a few of the porters, maybe like Arturo and some others, begin to bake out equipment for a fire and for cooking and things like that. And you can see that everyone's beginning to kind of unwind a bit at that point. Is anyone doing anything in particular as camp unfurls?
I would say that Marie is still not 100% sure about Mr. Luke, so she wants to make sure, and I know I'm kind of doing this for her, but she wants to make sure that Dr. Key is getting notes, copies of any notes that he has, so that because he's been the one kind of note taking so far, and so she wants to kind of oversee that Dr. Key gets copies of that as well.
I would say
to be
Rick
sure.
would be eager to have conversations with Bev about what he found. Absolutely.
Okay.
So you would see,
and that's just what Marie wants to make sure.
Yeah, giddily talking. If she's willing to talk to him, he's just absolutely, kind of very excited to kind of share things.
Okay.
What about the rest of you?
And sorry, go ahead.
Assistant setting up camp with everyone else.
Sure.
Make sure everything's all settled.
Yeah. And you definitely get some nods, and you go next to Arturo, you follow him around a bit, and wordlessly he'll show you how to do certain things. Some things you probably have learned from your time in Ethiopia with the Foreign Legion, but things are different here. Obviously, it's a different terrain, and so he kind of points this thing out or that thing out, and he'll point at a certain kind of moss or lichen, and he'll kind of shake his finger, and he points at something else, and he'll say good, here and there, and so you kind of get this. You're getting little tips here and there. So give me a survival test.
So is survival any?
Yeah, you could do any for now.
Okay.
So your chance to potentially improve and get jungle out of your way.
69.
Okay, nice.
But nice.
But nice. It's a nice fail. Yeah, so I'll say you're not quite you're picking up on a few things here and there, but at the same time, maybe you don't have the confidence to do something on your own. You need someone looking over your shoulder and giving you a thumbs up or a finger wag. But you set a few things up, and that does seem to also further ingratiate you in some ways with Arturo and some of the others, because you, despite being this nicely dressed and scented American, getting your hands dirty and putting this stuff together for sure. What about Carmelita?
Very specifically going to Castillo and apologizing for slowing things down, and committing to not being doing her best to not be a liability going forward.
This is your first time in the jungle, I presume. City woman, yes?
Yes.
It's to be expected. Yes. Perhaps we could... These things happen. I will make sure one of the porters is with you tomorrow to keep an eye on you. I thought your friend... what is the one? The one with the mustache.
Mr. Price.
Yes, that one. I thought perhaps he would be sufficient help for you. But we'll find somebody else tomorrow. Do not worry. You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
Thank you.
Of course.
And then she's very embarrassed. It's clear she's hugely embarrassed, and will walk away.
What about Will?
Yeah, Will would be a bit more withdrawn than usual. He wouldn't be trying to start gambling or sharing any of Patrick's old flask. Instead, he'd be focused on this spear. And he'd kind of be thumbing the blade a little bit. He'd be, turning it over, just looking at every detail. Not necessarily analyzing it for archaeological reasons, but just replaying what he saw and how he saw it. For a moment, he thought this is it, I'm dead. And just kind of trying to come to terms with what he saw and what actually happened.
Okay. Give me a luck test.
My luck is 10.
Okay.
I rolled a 9.
Okay. Now give me
out of here.
Now give me a spot hidden test. Wow.
Whenever I roll spot hidden, I miss Pastor Wood.
That's amazing. 9 under 10.
Okay, that's a fail on the spot hidden. It's
okay.
58 over 45.
Okay. Things are getting dark. You're sort of examining it here and there. At some point, one of the porters comes over, kind of hands you like a plate of food, kind of gives it to you. And then maybe you like just stab the thing into the ground next to you, so it's just sitting there. And like he hands it over and he kind of motions for you to eat, and then he he kind of offers you like a couple other things.
I'd take
maybe
it.
Yeah, like some like folded up tortillas or something like that. And you start eating, and then like you see something out of the corner of your eye, like literally right there, like a little like a flicker of light. And then when you turn over to look, you can't see what it is. It's gone already. But so is the spear. It's 2 feet from you.
Hey, Rick.
And he's like over by Bev. The two of them are like, "Hey, what's up, Billy?"
That spear. Do you see where I dropped that?
No, man. I thought you had it.
I thought I did too. I must have set it down somewhere. Okay. No worries. Stay on with Key. And really, Will was just trying to. He was worried that like he imagined the spear in the first place, so he wanted confirmation that someone else had seen the spear.
Yeah, don't worry. I'm sure it'll turn up. And he's like, no. And this is what I was thinking about this right here.
And he's just sort of talking. So, okay.
And Will just like, side eyes literally everyone. Like, did they move it? Did they move it? Where would the spear be as he's eating his food? Maybe he's even like walking as he's eating, like just doing a little. Yeah. What the heck happened to that?
Give me a spot hidden test. You can give me another one. See if you find anything.
Every time I roll spot hidden, I'm committed to saying it now.
How bad is your spot hidden?
It's 45, but Pastor Wood had a 70.
Not bad.
He had a 70.
Who is Pastor Wood? Who are you talking about?
I rolled an 86 over 45.
You've
Pastor
seen no
Wood
signs of
nailed
it.
that roll.
You've seen no signs of it anywhere.
Yeah. I just eat and, just like occasionally shaking my head to myself as I'm like walking around.
Okay. Anybody else doing anything at camp?
Well, I had an idea of what I was going to do, but that depended on the spear still being around. So I think Marie would go over to Will.
My bad.
Have you showed the spear to Guillermo to get his thoughts on it?
He saw it as we were walking, but he was a little busy, guiding the expedition.
He's not now. We could show it to him and get his thoughts on it.
I tossed it into the brush. It was pretty heavy, and we have a lot to carry. It was just a stick, Marie.
No, it wasn't. It was a spear. It was a very old. I
didn't think you'd want to carry it the rest of this trip. It's not like there was anything to it. I looked at it. There weren't any like carvings on it or anything like that.
Yes, because we don't have vehicles to put Mr. Sawyer.
Well, fine. If you want to go back down the trail and grab it, go ahead. Be my guest.
Can I roll a psychology or something on this?
On
Halo is getting extra
nonsense.
Yeah, roll psychology. You'll see. We know he's lying, so you can go if you get a success. You'll know he's lying, but you don't know.
54 under 72.
Yeah, you know he's not telling the truth, but you don't know exactly what he's, what happened though.
Your voice is doing that thing where it gets higher when you're knitting tails. What happened?
I told you what happened. I dropped it. You want to carry around a stick the whole time? Fine, I'll grab you another stick. And I like wander off towards the brush.
Mr. Sawyer,
to just like.
You are not that dumb. You know that was valuable. You are not so dumb as to toss an item that Marie, Dr. Key would want to look at.
No one here, except maybe Rick, knows the value of these artifacts better than I do. All right, a spear is a pittance compared to what we could find.
do not understand why you are spreading this falsehood.
We just had a long day traveling through heavy rains, through a jungle, and you want to argue with me over a sharp stick.
You're right. It's been a long day. I'm going to ask you this question again in the morning, and I'm hoping after a good night's sleep, perhaps you will deign it appropriate to tell me the truth.
Whatever you say, Mom.
Okay.
And Marie gives you a look at just about like a disappointed elder would give a younger person.
At this point, we'll see Guillermo will kind of come around, and he's like talking to a few people, kind of pointing out like positions for like watches and stuff like that, like saying to watch this way, watch that way, getting his guys kind of separated here and there. And he kind of comes over to the group of you, and he's like, "It's time for you. It's best to get some rest. We will be up early in the morning at dawn prior to it, so that we can move. Make sure you get good rest. Most foreigners do not realize just how much energy the jungle takes from you, especially those of you who went on your merry little journey down the valley."
Understood.
Have a good night. And he starts to meander away.
And Will was kind of annoyed that he said understood at the same time as Marie now, just because he's mad at her.
That's fine.
Okay. Anybody else doing anything?
I would say Marie does want to check on Carmelita. Are you? Are you feeling okay?
Around. Yes, I really more embarrassed than anything else.
I can understand that. There are, she's sort of looking over to Guillermo, individuals here who assumed we were going to befoul things, and it's always unfortunate when we accidentally do the thing.
Yes, I'm glad you understand.
But we did find some things, so there's that, though we don't still have that sphere.
She kind of looks sort of quizzically at you. It's been a while since I've been around someone who sees the silver lining.
Well, when you've seen all of the things that all of us have seen over the last, how long has it been? 8, 9, 10 months at this point? We've seen a lot of things, and
I did not realize it had been that long.
In total of all of our travels and
yes,
here and there and everywhere.
So everything that happened with Detective Gomez was sort of in the middle of everything you were doing?
Yes, we've been to a couple of places since then.
And before then?
Yes. We'd stayed generally stateside before.
Right. May I ask you something?
Of course.
When I first met all of you, within the first 5 minutes of us meeting, Mr. Price told me he had killed 8 people and that whatever we would find would make us lose our humanity. I imagine that telling someone you've just met that you killed 8 people is losing your humanity. Is that the kind of thing he means?
I think he... Again, these things do take a toll on us, and we did something a bit similar when Mr. Sawyer joined the group. You mentioned me finding a silver lining. an introduction and a possible welcome in is not the time for silver lining. That's the time to put all of your cards out on the table and make sure that this person knows just what could be coming. Right. So Mr. Price meant no unkindness by it?
No, I did not assume that he did. I wasn't clear on what he meant.
Just letting you know that this was, if you were to join us in these expeditions, it would mean grave danger.
Well, thank you for letting me come with you. Maybe some other day you can tell me why Gomez had all of your names underlined in red before he died.
Of course, absolutely will. And let us hope that the little tumble down a muddy hill is the worst thing to happen to us over the next few days.
Yes. Sorry, you came to speak to me, but I seem to have monopolized the conversation.
Oh, I was just asking if you were feeling okay. You did take a tumble and...
Oh, I'm all right, thank you. Thank you. It is kind of you to check.
Yes, of course. I do hope you have a good night.
Thank you. And she gives you a smile, which she's not quite sure, but she gives you a smile.
Sure.
All right. Anybody else have business in the evening?
I've got to catch a moment to possibly meditate, reflect on what happened in the day, suppress those emotions.
For sure. Do you think you do this like isolated and away from people?
Yeah, find a secluded area, even though there's a bunch of people. Try to find something.
Do you think is it the type of thing that you do like, do you think you wait till after everyone goes to bed, or do you do it like while everyone's busy eating? Like, what do you think?
Yeah, I'll do it when everyone's settled in and there's no movement about.
Gotcha. Okay. This isn't going to require a POW roll because you're not necessarily you're not indulging in anything in particular. So no roll necessary. So we see as everyone begins to settle in to wherever it is they're staying, some of you sleeping out in the tents, some of you in tents, some of you not. And we see like Patrick kind of slink off to the outskirts of the camp to sort of settle in, begin to make his preparations. I need listen tests from Patrick and from Will.
That is a 50 over a 22.
Okay, one at a time.
It's a hard success.
Patrick, you got a hard success. Will,
failure.
What did you get?
50 over 22.
Okay. So, Patrick, you have spent, we'll say, like the last hour or so off by yourself. It has gotten very dark. You can't really hear anything but jungle sounds, like the sounds of insects and a random call of maybe a bird out in the wild at night, the shuffling of the brush, the wind moving through the trees, but you hear like no voices. And you're able to center yourself, and you're able to, feel this kind of peace. And then the mouth itself remains calm and doesn't seem to act out. You take a quick look at it and you realize, despite the wetness of the day, you've kept it dry. When you look at it, you can see that there's a chalky flakiness to it, like as if you're once more making progress on pushing it. It doesn't stir, but you can tell it is still active. Like it looks like a very parched and thirsty mouth, but nonetheless a living one. When you begin to move back into the camp and you get closer, you actually start to hear a voice. Give me a Spanish roll too, because the voice is in Spanish.
Oh, 16 is a pass, under 19.
You hear a voice. Blood to stone.
breath to shadow. We offer this life to you, Kozumol. Drink deep, O eater of ends, and bind the sky to the root once more.
And when you look up, you see that the voice is coming from Guillermo Castillo, who is standing over top of Will. And he has a machete out. And right as you go to reach out, he plunges it down into Will's torso. And that's where we're going to go ahead and end for tonight. And we'll pick up on that next week and see who Stephen is.
You all got me killed. You all got me killed. I didn't want to hire him. I blame you all.
Punch my machete into Will's will.
Oh, you bastard.
Oh my God. It's just like Shadowrun. Everyone comes up, stabs a machete. That's how he kills Steven's character in Shadowrun years ago. It was so funny. Everyone just shot him.
Wow.
I was not an annoying character. I don't know why everyone wanted to shoot me.
You came into that Shadowrun campaign as my character's like friend. But quickly, it was very clear you were not.
In 30 seconds.
You were like my bowling team member or some shit. Anyhow. All right.
Session,
so,
wow. So good. So good.
I will tell you, Stephen, that you will be taking, and we'll mark it now, and we'll get to it later. But we
can handle it next week. That's fine.
You sure? Okay, I'll tell you off air so you know what to do, because it's not good for you since you failed.
Well, no, I want to not handle it, and I want you to forget in the meantime.
I will.
You really think that's going to happen?
In a second. Well, that'll be. Okay. All right. That's it for tonight. You guys, hey, look, you guys are in the jungle. Good job.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Don't forget to roll your Spanish rolls, everybody.
I love that Steven is the one who gets stabbed. It's just the best.
Yes.
Because normally he gets somebody else killed, and now you are getting him killed. Like this is just
other people are
delightful. Absolutely delightful. Okay, let's do a couple closing plugs. Let's get on out of here. So Steven, shut up. Maitreyi, tell us where we can find you on the internet.
I feel very bad at what I've done to Steven over at Maitreyi Plays Games on YouTube, where I make system agnostic or multi-system tabletop content that centers the game and player experience, and feels bad about Steven.
Definitely no reason to feel bad. Remember when he baited you in as Shyma into like going further into the sewer prison, and you're like, I'm gonna go, and then ditched you, and then like you were just obliterated throughout the course of Bangkok. Like, I think you're okay.
I did not bait her. I said, I'm going that way. You all decide where you want to go.
She went with you, and then you literally fled and left her there. But that's fine. Okay. And then Steven, tell us a little about what you got going on, buddy.
Yeah, I made a game. It's called Huckleberry. It's a Weird West game. If you enjoy Hellboy, if you enjoy Tombstone, Huckleberry is essentially Hellboy and Tombstone. So it's a lot of fun. Check it out at huckleberryrpg.com. All the details are on there. We're coming to BackerKit soon. So you should sign up for notifications.
Phenomenal. And it's a great game. And there is like an update coming soon too, I believe, right? You got an update coming?
We got a new scenario coming out soon, and we've got another update to the core book coming out soon, which will be the final like feature complete update for the core book.
Fantastic. And if you want to see it played, we did a couple months back, we did a run of Divine Comedy on here. Most of the people here, just Ashley was playing as well. But you can see our Saturday group was in on that. So you can check it out and see what it's like. And in terms of streaming, next up, Monday, we're back to my game, because it's super fun to make your games and then plug them. So my game's on Monday. We're playing We're in Danger. It's a game I've been tinkering with for a little while now, and I finally broke it out this past week. And so we're doing it again. It's a horror kind of game, and we're doing the kind of like an Evil Dead style of adventure, a little one shot going on that is turning into 2 sessions. But come back, watch the sort of finale of it, and we'll probably do a little bit more on Monday as well. Tuesday, we've got Hardwired Island. We did our session 0 a couple days ago. Kipster's going to get us started on our new cyberpunk millennial adventure. Next Thursday, we're playing through some Legend in the Mist. Legend in the Mist is a new rustic fantasy game from the same folks who have brought you City of Mist, another escape. And so we just started. We had our first session just a couple days ago. We just did some festival games. Just kind of got our feet wet. And now I'm going to kill them all on Thursday. And then we're going to find a different game to play. Next Friday, we've got Conan. So we're finally back to Conan. It's been a while. We're playing a different rule set, but it's going to do another season of Hyperborean Tales. But you can see Aaron run us through that. And that's all we got. So everyone have a great rest of your weekends, great rest of your night. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We'll see y'all later. Bye-bye.
I'll be seeing you.
Bye.